The following is a presentation of Bakersfield College Athletics.
For some of our athletes for Bakersfield College athletics, we get so caught up in wins and losses and scholarships and what's happening at the next level that we lose sight of the journey as we're taking part in it. And it's just such a beautiful experience to be part of the process and enjoy it while it's happening. Stop looking so forward to bowl games and what's happening at the end. Take it one snap at a time, and enjoy it, because 30 years from now, you're going to wish you could do it all over again.
Absolutely.
And that's what I want to make sure is a point for our listeners and viewing audience as we sit at this 4-3 space. We still have an opportunity to do great things with Bakersfield College athletics in this football program, because there's some amazing talent down there on the field that's putting on a show every week, win or lose.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got the Renegades opening up tonight. Going to be accepting the first half kickoff. Number 29, Ryan Pimentel for the Ventura Pirates, going to be kicking off. You see Jacoby Pointer Caldwell back deep. He's not going to get the opportunity to take it. That's going to be Julian Smith taking it at the 18. He's going to take it around, and it's probably not a very good idea to be able to do that.
Yeah, you want to hit the hole and get north and south. He's trying to go east and west, and that's just not a great play. You want to get up the nearest sideline on a kick like that. He doesn't do it. It'll be first and 10 for the Renegades. We'll see how this offense handles coming up short last week.
Right, and again, what we were talking about last week, and if you weren't able to listen to the game, you got a few highlights. You know, the Renegades found themselves having a hard time with a mobile quarterback, but on top of that, just really running into a stingy defense at Moore Park. You know, the Renegades are used to putting up a lot of yards, as you see right here, getting a few yards, 4 yards to be exact, from Jalen Hankins, and that's the chunk yards that they were trying to get, but we were asking for them to be able to continue to go to that run game. What Bakersfield College has been really steady with, to be able to send them the pass.
Yeah, last week was just a matchup where we ran into a quarterback that was the man. He did everything he could for his team to win, and they definitely did that. It's going to be important for Igoa to get going today. Trips open.
So Vince Igoa looks over to his left, and he's got a man. It's Pointer. Pointer gets up to about the 24-yard line, so it's going to be a 3rd and 1. And this is, again, the bugaboo for this Renegades offense. Have not been able to convert at a high weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the tough thing about our offense as well. We had a season where we're averaging over 38 points a game, and then sometimes we just can't move the chains.
3rd and 1 from the 24. Ball's handed off, and it is going to be stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. And this was what the Renegades were running into against Moore Park. And it seems like every game they lose, they cannot seem to convert on 3rd down.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of been a thorn in our sides over the last 3 years is third down conversions. Last year we had some success with Mr. Woods, but now he's into Texas, who I watched a couple weeks ago. Got to find consistency in the offensive end of the field if we want to win.
So we got new punter Brendan Gratt coming out, number 63. Kicks it high, not quite a spiral, but it gets a generous bounce and it's stopping about the 46, maybe the 47 of the Pirates. Really good field Pirates. Yeah, I wanted to say that Ventura comes in ranked 4 in the JCA bowl just on October 28th. I mentioned they were number 3. They're actually
Fans, be sure to stay connected with
Yeah, but they've been a team that's had our number over the last decade. And this season, they're doing a great job offensively, averaging 420 yards a game.
48-yard line.
270 of that is in the air. Trips open set. They go to the ground. That's a nice stop.
behind the line.
Oh, the ball is out.
Still
Ball is
out.
out.
And it looks
That's
like this is
renegade
gonna be
football.
football. We don't have anything pointed quite yet.
That ball came out, and I don't know what's.
And it is
Yeah, I was about to
renegade
say.
football.
Woo! I definitely didn't want to start the game
And a
off.
guy that you had asked for last week that didn't get as much playing time, Jaden Hollis, number 0. And immediately he gets a tackle behind the line of scrimmage and a nice strip. Fantastic way to start off this football game. 1st and 10 Renegades at the Pirate 34.
Man, you're right, Renegade Rob, because I definitely was looking for him over the last couple of weeks. We haven't seen him. Gotta wonder if it's an injury, but that's a huge play on 1st down, 1 and out.
1st and 10 BC.
Trips right for the Renegades.
44-yard line.
I go it. Oh no, that's Statler. Drops back to pass.
Pass is complete. Out of bounds. Pointer at the 30-yard line, so a pickup of 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6 with about 13:05
On the
remaining.
reception,
So
number
Renegade
2,
Rob, this is
Kobe
our
Poyer.
first Malachi Statler sighting in
On
a
the
couple of
coverage, number 4,
weeks.
Ty Morris.
Right.
And that's what happens when you can't keep that
Gain of
momentum
4 on the
going
play, 2nd
offensively.
down and 6 at the 30-yard
All
line.
of a sudden, we're right back to the 2-quarterback system.
And again, this goes back to us commenting on the fact that these are no longer boys; these are men out there. And again, not a whole lot of time for hurt feelings.
Right. And, I mean, feelings are out the door once you start the collegiate experience as a student and as an athlete.
Statler, good job evading a sack right there and just being able to get that ball out. It was intended for Jalen Richmond.
Incomplete.
Excuse me, actually, it was intended for Mackay Smith. So here comes 3rd and 6.
So that point that you just made, Renegade Rob, it also holds well for a conversation I had this week about being a student at the collegiate level. Teachers don't care if you're showing up to class or turning in your homework. It's up to you to do the job. Same thing as an athlete. You have to want it at this level. We can't want it for you. Next level. Shotgun spread set for Statler.
4th and 5. We got Pointer in motion. He stopped at about the line of scrimmage, but is able to pick up maybe a yard to the 29, setting up a 4th and 5. And already early, the Renegades are 0 for 2. Third point from 3rd down, but this is 4-down territory for the Renegades, as they do not have
Gain of 1 on the play.
anybody outside of maybe 35 yards on a field goal attempt, and especially with a windy day.
Right, but what I'm paying attention to is number 44, Spencer McKelligan, asking the ref, how did my helmet come off? Getting physical out there. Offensive line getting to the next level. Shotgun spread set for Statler.
4th and 5. We got Pointer in motion. The ball's out to Jalen Hankins, and he's got room down the sideline. Pushed out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. 1st down, Renegades.
1st down. You gotta love how Hankins is getting his opportunity to start games. We talked about how he hasn't started a lot of football games. He's brought in sparingly. But if you can establish his presence in the passing game, that loosens things up for Pointer in the running game inside.
Completes number 29, Jalen Hankins, run out of bounds by number
Pickup
2.
of 8 yards down to the 16-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Renegades. Hankins still in the game. Fake to Hankins. Statler flush out of the pocket, and he's going to pass it in the direction of Jacoby Pointer in the corner of the end zone, but it is way out of bounds. Just a way to be able to get rid of the football and set up a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, we don't get to see a lot of practice time, but one thing I'm seeing out of Stadler in the offense right now is a lack of rhythm. And that's what happens when you change quarterbacks. It takes time for that rhythm component. So it'd be interesting to see how that develops as we move forward. 2nd and 10. Twins right, pistol formation.
Bubba Nettles actually in the H-back position, and he was the lead blocker right there for Hankins. Hankins picks up about 4 yards to the 12-yard line. Normally we see your man Tolbert in there at that H-back position, but not a bad look right there for Nettles.
Yeah, I mean, Nettles does a lot of the same thing Tolbert does. H-back, heavy fullback, heavy tailback type of situations. Gotta wonder why Tolbert isn't in there. He's been very effective for us. 3rd and 6.
Now we got Tolbert in that H-back position. We got a man in motion. That's Richmond. Richmond going right to left, and the ball's going to be to Richmond. Richmond's got one man to beat, and he beats him, and he gets in the end zone for the touchdown.
Boom! Jalen Richmond, ever so consistent, 2nd leading receiver on the team, has been Mr. Consistency for the Renegade offense after Mekhi Smith had the great start.
We seen that coming out of a bunch formation. We had 3 receivers. Richmond goes from right to left. And we just actually seen how Nettles was running a little bit of interference on that. Well, this time it was C.J. Tolbert, who actually ran a good route coming out of the right, as Carlos Villa's kick is up, and it is good. 10:48 remaining in the first quarter. We're going to take a timeout right here on Current News Talk AM 1180, 96.1 FM, live streaming on GoGaze.com, 7-0 Renegades. We are back with live coverage of Renegades football. Rob Chavez in, Kenny Calvin, the Hall of Famer, bringing to you Renegades football from Memorial Stadium as Carlos Villa kicks off, and he kicks it into the end zone. And we were talking about Carlos Villa before the game. Like I was saying, Coach Littlejohn had an interview with Greg Kerr on Monday. And typically he does not call out the kicking game, but he did call him out this week. And I can tell you, based off of that extra point they take right there, the Public could have went 50 yards, and the kickoff into the end zone.
Been in the lab, been in that pressure for success to make you a greater version of yourself. But between that PAT and that kickoff right there, that's a touchback. That lets you know you're taking it personal, and we see the results.
Here's Renegades defense, who got a fumble on their first play of the last drive. They're not going to get a fumble here, and actually the Pirates are going to get about 9 yards. It's number 10, Curran Gossett. Maybe is he related to Lewis Gossett? Not too sure.
Ain't
At
too many Gossetts out there.
At a Bishop Diego, Santa Barbara. 2nd and 1. Fake handoff, and a pass over to number 8, Josh Washington. Washington picks up about 6 yards up to the 40-yard line. So a quick hurry-up offense here for the Pirates. First down for Ventura from their own 40-yard line.
Yeah, and they're a team that's going to go with this up-tempo style, no huddle, all game. Right back to that read zone.
Ball handed off, picks up about 2 yards to the 42. That was Curran Gossett.
On the tackle, number 92, Chase Grant.
Chase Gratt, number 92, with that tackle. We got 2 Gratts playing today. One on the defensive line, and the other one is our punter. Like I said, Jack Smith left. Last time we were here at Memorial Stadium, Jack Smith ended his year with a torn ACL.
linebacker area, but they both come.
Duran, left-handed quarterback, gets it out to Washington.
We better make
Excuse
it
me,
happen.
Gossett, and Gossett is able to pick up the first down. Nobody in the flats covering that, and that's actually a really good tackle right there to get off the block for Hackworth.
Yeah, because he doesn't make that tackle. That's a touchdown. That was 2-on-1 right there. We go to double A gap blitz. And no one was accountable. Back in the flat.
Hand it off to Gossett. Gossett is able to get past the line of scrimmage and run over Hackworth on the way. And he's taken down by Julian Smith. Big gain. To his right. He's got his first read, and that's going to be caught. Missed 2 tackles right there. Number 21, Caleb Alvery.
That's one of the things that happens to a defense when you're facing that up-tempo offense. You're starting to get a little winded and tired. Missed tackle. Not good.
Pirates at the 11-yard line.
1st and 10. Get a first down at the 1-yard line.
Duran with his lone setback gives it to him, and that's Alvery. Alvery picks up about another 3 yards to the 8. 8 minutes to play in the first quarter.
Cannibal makes a great play from that middle linebacker.
On the tackle, number 12, Will Cannavella.
Filling that B gap.
Pick
Gain of
up
3 on the
second and
play.
7.
Second down and 7 at the 8-yard
Pirates
line.
can actually pick up a first down at the 1-yard line. Alvery, the deep back. Got a motion man. To give us to Alvery, and Alvery's going to run right into number 99, our man,
On the carry,
Josh
number 21,
Macon.
Alvery.
Josh making the difference in there by not getting too far upfield without having his eyes in the right place. Great stop for a loss. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9.
Not going to find too many more formidable interior linemen in our conference with Josh Macon and Logan Goodspeed.
Man, we got some Hall of Fame or All-American defensive linemen showing up to this game, and even Abdu Nafi, one of our former Renegades from New Jersey. I'm sure he'll be proud of that play.
Duran's pass is complete, and it's going to go out of bounds. It was caught by number 0, Silas Kemp, Thousand Oaks High. It's going to set up a 4th down for the Pirates, and a very interesting spot right over here. The Pirates not too sure what their kicking game is like here at the moment. They are keeping their offense out there. 4th and 3 from the 4-yard line. So they can pick up that first down at the 1.
All right. Gotta watch the snap here, too. If you're the Renegades, they'll be over eager.
Pass from Duran is into the end zone for the touchdown. A quick route, and I can tell you this, number 1, Javon Farrar, was able to just find a soft spot from 4 yards out. I don't necessarily know how you get soft spots from 4 yards out.
Let me explain to you how you get soft spots. Because as a defender, you're behind the goal line instead of in front of it. All they have to do is get to the goal line and turn around. Why are you deeper than the goal line as a defender? You should be in their face, press man coverage. But you're playing a soft zone, and you allow guys to just curl up right at the goal line.
So that is Ryan Pimentel who knocks it in to make it 7-7. Tie ball game with 6:18 to go in the first quarter, but this is a little bit different than what we see last year when we traveled down to Ventura. And before you blink an eye, at the end of the first quarter, the Renegades are down 17-0.
Renegade Rob, let me talk technique with you. One of the techniques that we used to have, anytime we're inside the 10-yard line, or cover 1, we are in press man coverage. It looks like man. That way, whatever you're going is going to have the back over my head, out the back of the end zone. I'm not going to sit with my feet in the red part of the end zone and allow you to walk in. That's just a missed technique situation situation from what we call defensively. We have to make sure our guys are in press man coverage inside the 5-yard line. Even if it's zone, be impressive, make it look like you're in man just to alleviate that from happening. You don't give up 4-yard hitch routes inside the 10.
We're going to like the fact that we got Makai Smith who's going to be able to take the ball here at the 11. The other side was Devin Sundgren. So Makai is going to take it out, and he's not going to go really anywhere except for backwards until he breaks a few tackles and is able to actually pick up a yard. He ran about 50 yards just to get one.
He's an amazing athlete. He's had some amazing returns. We know the capability that he has. I'm not sure if any coach down there is proud of him continuing to go east and west instead of sticking his foot in the ground and getting north and south. Right there, he tried to outflank 3 defenders and end up again losing yards on the return where you just stick your foot in the ground and get what you can get. 1st and 10 Renegades.
Both times tonight, Pimentel has not been able to kick it past the 15-yard line. Here we go. Richmond was in motion.
Nice.
Statler is able to get out of the way of traffic, but there is going to be a penalty here, and it might go against Ventura. Not a smart penalty, Ventura, because that ball was either tipped or it came out funky out of the hand of Malachi Statler.
Yeah, definitely the hole in partner. That was dangerous for Malachi as he stepped up to try to throw that in traffic. Almost looks like the defender behind him may have got a hand on that. Nonetheless, 1st and 10 Renegades heading south.
So here we go, ball at the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 with just over 6 minutes to play in the first quarter. Tie ball game, 7-7. Hand off to David Smith.
Whoa.
Smith got back to the line of scrimmage, not going to get anything more. So it'll be 2nd and 10.
Number 22, David
That
Smith.
might be the first time I ever seen a David Smith run
19, Reese Thompson.
and first carry of the game just go for 1 yard.
Yeah.
No gain on the
He's
play.
usually exploding.
2nd down and 10.
Great defense by Ventura. 5:37 to play in this first quarter.
And David Smith, the leading rusher for the Renegades this year with 357 yards on 52 carries, ends up being a 6.8 average. 5 touchdowns, is also leading the way on the ground. So now we got Jacoby Pointer in the game, the deep back. Tolbert in motion at H-back. And now we've got a penalty that might be delay.
Taking a little too long.
And that's this was something that I've got to remind you that you brought up is when you were switching quarterbacks in and out, sometimes those little things happen.
Yeah, and it's the little things that will have you in a situation where you're blowing opportunities because we just came off a penalty and we had to delay a game. That's unacceptable.
Ball's given to Jacoby Pointer. Pointer is up past the 25-yard line, gets maybe to about the 28.
Number 2,
It's going to be a pickup of 7.
On the stop, number 17.
Now brings up a 3rd down. What would have been probably about a 3rd and 2. Now we're sitting at about 3rd and 7. Call it 3rd and 8. So it makes it a little bit more difficult with 3rd down to convert right now.
And this offensive line and running back core with Pointer as the lead has been fantastic. Definitely want to make sure to mention that. Kudos to Coach Chapman, Coach Castro. Twins right.
As we see Jalen Hankins check back in the game as the deep set back with Nettles in motion. Nettles looks like he was out as a receiver. They get the ball to Makai Smith, who makes a great move. Had he not made that move, he doesn't get the first down as he catches it at the 35, gets up to the 40. First down to the game.
Great patience by Statler.
We're just pointing out how fantastic this line has been. They were able to give him just enough of a pocket to be able to sidestep and make that pass. As we got Nettles again at H-back. Motion, gives the ball to Hankins. Hankins with 2 great moves. One at the line of scrimmage and another one to evade a tackle. And picks up 5 when he could have been tackled at the line of scrimmage.
That button right there Nice spin inside the tackles as he's on that power play. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Checking in the game, number 84, Jacob Gutierrez. Bakersfield Christian product at tight end. Tolbert right behind him at H-back. Pointer to the right of Statler. Statler out of the shotgun. Statler looks to his left, breaks out of containment. Now he gets up just to about the line of scrimmage at the 45-yard line. He stiff-armed a guy going out of bounds, and we got a lot of cheers from the sideline.
People forget how shifty he can be back there. He's already showing how elusive he can be. It's going to be up 3rd and about 7 for the Renegades. Very crucial for us to get this first down. You don't want to keep punting back to a high-octane offense in Ventura.
And it looked like what they had there was a delayed blitz on the left side that caused Igoa to have to break containment and get out of there. He actually lost a yard, so we got another 3rd down here. An opportunity for the Renegades to convert the 2nd time tonight on 3rd down.
And that was Statler. You said Igoa.
Excuse me, Statler. As Statler runs around, and he's got a little bit of room to run. He's just going to go head up, and he's going to get maybe 2 yards up to the 46-yard line. He's going to be about 4 yards short, so they're going to send out the punting unit.
Man, he ain't going to be in the game too long if he keeps trying to lower his shoulder against 2 defenders. That's huge contact right there. Great defense by Ventura. Now we got the dangerous returner.
That's number 1, Jayon Farrar back there at a Donovan Catholic High School in Long Branch, New Jersey.
Back for the Pirates, number 1, Jayon Farrar.
Jersey.
And a block kick, and it's going to be picked up by Ventura, and it's going to be a very advantageous start of a drive right over there as number 33 picks it up for the Pirates. That's Tyrus Malatufa out of Auburn Rivers High School in Auburn, Washington.
Well, we talked about the struggles in the kick.
Ventura will have the ball at the
We've seen
Renegade
him
42-yard line.
earlier in the season. It's been a while since we've had some issues with that, but that's lumped right into the issues with special teams. Have to find a way to block guys,
Especially when you got 3 personal protectors.
right? What are you doing?
There's three personal protectors back there for the punter Brad. The ball's going to be handed off to Gossett. Gossett's going to pick up about 2 yards to the 40.
You know, one of the things that you hate to see with that new personal protection format where you got 3 guys back there, you get so used to just sitting back there and doing nothing.
Not moving their feet.
You ain't moving your feet. You ain't
Flaring
sticking
out.
your hand out.
Right.
You ain't fanning out to try to block anybody. That's just unacceptable.
Julian Smith on that last tackle.
Quad stack.
Kendrick Smith is going to be the ball carrier. He was in motion, and he's going to run into a fantastic line. First off was number 68, Brian Holly.
That was great interior feet movement by him to get around that guard.
Frontier product.
Man, big night for Frontier last night.
And, hey, you got to think that guy's got a little bit of Coach Calvin in him, and talking about Daniel Calvin, who's the defensive line coach for Frontier when Holly was there, as the pass is complete to number 0, Silas Kemp. That's going to be good enough for a Pirate first down.
And what you don't like about that completion is it looked like it bounced off his chest, and
Yes.
he still had time to catch it.
Yes.
Where are the defenders? 1st and 10, Ventura, after the nice slant route, doesn't catch it cleanly.
Ball sitting at the 28-yard line. Fake handoff to Gossett. And Duran's is complete, but a big hit right there by Julian Smith. Kendrick Smith was the receiver on that. He's going to have enough for the first down, 10 yards, but a hard-earned 10 yards.
Smith on Smith violence. That Smith heard exactly what I said. If you coming, you got a receiver crossing your face, color crosses your face, there should be somebody to meet him right there.
So Duran's going to hand it off to Gossett. Gossett bounces it outside. He's going to get a couple of great blocks, and he's got about 8 yards down to the 10.
Man, Gossett is tough.
And again, last year is the same situation. They had a couple of big backs in Lamont James and Jalen Thompson, who were kickbacks from Division I that were able to get a lot of yards against Bakersfield College. And if you hear the cannon, you hear the horn, that means that's the end of the first quarter. A good one so far as the Renegades and Pirates are tied 7-7 on Current News Talk, AM 1180, 96.1 FM, and live streaming on GoGates.com. Welcome back to live coverage of Bakersfield College Renegades football right here on News Talk, AM 1180, 96.1 FM, and live streaming on GoGaze.com. Rob Chavez alongside the Hall of Famer Kenny Calvin as we start off the second quarter right here at Memorial Stadium. First pass is to Gossett. Gossett was able to get past Aaron Martinez and slide into the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, and that doesn't happen if you don't miss that tackle. But
Excuse me, and that was Will Cannibaloff, I believe, that missed that tackle. Number
9. Actually, number 9 on that missed tackle, if I'm not mistaken. Either or, definitely.
And this isn't the first time we've had some missed tackles so far today. This is probably the third play which turned into either a first down or a touchdown where we had some missed tackles.
Yeah, I mean, and it's tough because, again, as coaches, you're calling the exact call that you're putting the player in the position to make the play. It's up to the player to make the play.
Correct. As we got Pimentel out there to attempt the extra point. It's up, and it is good. So the Pirates have taken the lead with 8 seconds into the second quarter. And that was a 6-play drive, 22 yards. That started with a block kick. And it's going back to those 3 phases. One of the things that we noticed at the beginning of the year is that when we play well, when all phases play well,
And that's a great point you make, Rob, because you see how things fall apart when one thing goes wrong. Whether it's a missed hold, drop snap, no matter what it is, it takes consistency to build momentum and rhythm. One bad thing happens and it destroys all the momentum, and all of a sudden we're on the wrong side of the end of one.
And as a coach and as a player, you've had an opportunity to see this. And when one phase of football goes wrong, there tends to be some finger pointing, tends to be a little bit of shouting over there.
Yep. Especially when your record ain't what you want it to be. It becomes a blame game and a pointing contest. So let's see how the offense handles this adversity, being down 7.
Looks like we've got Sundgren, Smith, and Pointer back deep to receive. It's going to go in the direction of Pointer. Pointer's going to take it at the 2-yard line, goes back into the end zone, but comes right back out, and he's got a hole. He's at the 30, 35, 40, 45, 50.
Out of here.
He's at the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Jacoby Pointer.
Woo! Talk about making a difference. Put it in one man's hands and he can change the world. Number 2, Jacoby Pointer. I like you, Deuce. That boy got big game potential.
And we seen him, he had one thing in mind, was to be able to return this no matter where it was going to go. He took it at the 2.
101 yards, Rob.
He took it at the 2, ended up about a yard into the end zone, brought it out, beat 3 men, and went all virtually untouched. One man had a hand on him, and that was it.
Man, there's some players that remind me of the greats, and he is one of them. Every week this kid is stepping up. It's showing up. It's showing out. Great job.
So when you get a guy like that, and again, we're going to take it back to a lot of other sports. You see guys that just take over games, whether it's a guy like Steph Curry in the Olympics, you see a guy like Freddie Frazier in the World Series, and they look at their team and they say, let's go. I'm your guy. Put it in my hands, but I need everybody else to follow up.
Man, hey, if I got to do it, it's all on me. That's one of the things that I talked about in that speech a few weeks ago. There comes a time when you got to look yourself in the eye and say, hey, if y'all ain't going to do it, I will. Move out of the way. Hold my Pepsi.
That's one of our title sponsors. Alongside Valley Strong Credit Union, Comfort Outlet Plus, Garbage, Cooper, Team Bill Hoffman, Cal State Bakersfield, Les Schwab Tire, Sully's where you can get that Pepsi, and Executive Express Service.
Man, Jacoby Pointer said, Coach Cal, I hear you up there. Hold my Pepsi.
There's a ball taken at the 6 by number 1, Jayon Farrar. Farrar is going to try to do what Pointer did, but he was only able to get about 20 yards.
He's going to be very Farrar from making that happen.
Hey! Hey! I see you working. He gets it up to the 25-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Pirates. And
wow.
When the Pirates have started this deep into their own territory, they weren't as successful. They got that fumble. So we're going to see if the Renegades can force some sort of a non-scoring outcome of this drive right here.
Well, the big special teams play makes up for the huge special team setback that we had, right? Sometimes it takes special teams to make up for their special teams blunders, just like defense makes up for the offense's blunders sometimes.
Ball handed off to Gossett. Gossett brings it up 4 yards to the 29-yard line. So
wow.
2nd and 6.
I'm still blown away by Jacoby Pointer catching that overhead Willie Mays style, stepping 1 foot into the end zone, and sayonara.
There he goes.
Wow.
So here we go. Ball's passed out. Duran over to.
That's
looks
a good
like
tackle.
Be number 26 maybe? 23. Matthew Carpintero out of Wainimi High School in Oxnard, California. Good to see some 805s out there. Got a lot of players from outside of the Ventura area. That
we the real 805, man. Every time you say it, I'm claiming it, man.
3rd and 1. Duran out of the shotgun. Duran hands the ball off up the middle. It's going to get stuffed.
Great play, defense.
And a great play.
That's a great play by that whole defensive line.
Phoenix Tusa, Aaron Martinez, Josh Macon. Number 93, was that Hugo Camacho down? No, it's Jonathan Gonzalez.
Wow.
And 4th and 1, and I tell you what, Ventura was going to keep their offense out there, try to prove a point.
Renegades got to check this sideline, though.
They do have a wide receiver out here. Number 13, Kendrick Smith out of Rainier Beach High School in Seattle, Washington, place that Jesse gets a chance to go to pretty often.
Former Renegade Justin Harrington is
looks like we've got
Washington Husky.
A penalty, and it's going to back up. Delay of game.
Boy, you look good once you back that thing up. Back it up.
Okay, we'll take the extra 5. We got Makai. Is that Makai? I think it is Makai Smith back there deep to receive at his own 30. Big high kick. Smith is going to take it at the 27. He backs up, puts on the brakes, evades a couple of guys. He's going to get a block by Bubba Nettles, and he's going to at least pick up to the 38-yard line. Fantastic.
Two-step.
Wow. He got 16 yards when he probably should have had 0.
That's the point that I was making with the kickoff returns. You don't have to always try to beat a guy to the sideline. Just make one quick move and get up the field.
Right.
Great job.
So tied at 14. If you took a break, if you stepped away from the live stream or radio, at the end of the first quarter, we were tied at 7-7. Ventura put up a score within 8 seconds, and then about 10 seconds after that, Jacoby Pointer took it 101 yards to the house and tied it up.
Again.
And now we got Nettles. Nettles got a lot of yards for a player. And he's inside the 35-yard line, but we got a penalty flag at the 38-yard line. It should be enough still to pick up a first down, even if it is a penalty against Bakersfield College.
And what's going to be interesting is if they're going to call the hurdling, because that's a penalty in some aspects of the game now where they're not allowing you to hurdle players. Because I definitely didn't see a hold. All I saw was him hurdle somebody. Wow.
So the flag was actually picked up, and it was thrown and placed at the 48-yard line of Pirates.
Oh, I guess it was a hold.
Be a holding.
Offense, number 44.
Wow.
10-yard
Well, I guess I was distracted by the hurdle
First down.
and didn't see the hold because that was just an amazing Edwin Moses
single effort.
Mr. Benjamin hurdle.
So they called number 44 for the hold. the Renegades did not have a number 44 in the game. That's Adrian Duran, the linebacker out of Granite Hills High in Porterville. But the 44 was actually on the linebacker who apparently got held. The Renegades were pointing over and saying, we don't have a 44 out here. They've got a 44.
I'm going to leave that one alone. I usually get in trouble for stuff like that.
So, nevertheless, the Renegades still picked up 4 yards on that. It'll be a 1st and 6. If you had that on your bingo card tonight, come and claim your prize as Malachi Statler passes it out of bounds and incomplete and intended for Jalen Richmond.
And that was just a 2-man route there, partner. It's very rare to see that, where you're only releasing 2 guys out into the route. He stays in the pocket looking to try to buy some more time, but there's nobody to throw it to. It's going to be 2nd and 6 for the Renegades. Nice crowd coming in tonight. I mean,
weather's nice. I mean, it is got a little bit of a chill in the air, but this is football weather.
Absolutely. This is perfect football weather.
We got Tolbert.
Oh.
He motions, and he gives the ball over to Nettles. Nettles slipped. A little bit of a turf monster jumped up, got him at about the 39-yard line, so he loses 3 yards on that. It's setting up a 3rd and 9, and I can tell you this, we're about 20 yards behind where Nettles ended that run that he had that was called for a hold.
Yeah, I mean, and again, you know, penalties taken away from momentum, right? We talked about how sometimes the little things can take away from momentum. Holding penalty brings us all the way back, and then we just look discombobulated. 3rd and 8. Shotgun spread set for Statler.
So now we got a timeout for the Renegades. That'll give us an opportunity to take a timeout right here on Current News Talk, AM 1180, 96.1 FM, and live streaming on GoGades.com. All right, and welcome back to coverage of Renegades football. Rob Chavez alongside the Hall of Famer, Kenny Calvin. We also got Dr. Julian Wilson, Jesse Sanchez, our man Gio with Spell Go Media. As Statler steps up. Great pass. 1st down to Jacoby Poyer.
Wow.
Thread that needle.
Oh, my goodness. Talk about confidence and precision. But how about the heart by Pointer going up in between 3 defenders to pull that down? And it was behind him. But that's where it had to be. Great pass and catch.
So that was possibly the 3rd down that makes the difference. Being able to convert from 3rd and 9 gives this offense a lot of confidence right here as they're rolling from the 44-yard line. Nettles gets a good 4 yards up to the 40-yard line. That's what you want to see out of that big back.
Absolutely. It's amazing what confidence does for a team when you make a couple big plays. And that's a 4-yard gain for Nettles. We talked about how seldom used Nettles has been, but he's always ready. 2nd and 6.
Nettles out of Mississippi. No, Alabama, excuse me.
Oh, from Bama, huh?
Yeah, Scambia Academy High out of Atmore, Alabama.
Wonder if he was named after the Bubba from Forrest Gump.
Here we go. There is Bubba.
Oh, my goodness.
Helmet pops off, but he gets that 1st down. It looks like possibly, no, he's going to be short a yard. He's going to have to come out as his helmet did pop off.
Wow, another Renegade offensive lineman almost caught the helmet as they went to the 2nd level. It's some big-time hitting going on out there by Ventura. 3rd and 1.
Zane Carter, defensive back, made that tackle.
Wow, that was big-time contact. And right here, if you're the Renegades, you don't want to get cute because you're in that 4-down territory. Just go ahead and put a hat on a hat.
Statler looks over and his pass incomplete.
And we got
for Jacoby Pointer. And I tell you what, Pointer took a licking right there.
We got cute right there because I think we were going to go for it anyway, but
you just like them to see them get that.
Yeah, I mean, why are you putting the stress on yourself to be in 4th down situations? Get the yard.
Get the yards, especially when you had Bubba Nettles that was able to come
on,
actually,
man.
You had David Smith, who's, again, like you said, averaging 5.8 a carry.
Why are we throwing out routes when our running backs just got 4 yards a pop?
So now you got Christian Morse, number 39, checking in from Tehachapi as the fullback in I formation. Give to Jalen Hankins, and Hankins gets 3 yards, and he's going to get a first down.
Man, that was just so crucial because they sent pressure from the backside trying to blow that up.
Morse picked that up.
Yes.
We haven't called Christian Morse's number a whole lot this year,
Man.
and he's able to get in there, pick up a blitzing linebacker,
Right.
and it projects Hankins for 2 yards and a first down at the 33-yard line.
Man, kudos to Morris, man, because we don't mention fullbacks enough. Oh, got him. Free play.
Statler looks up, and in the end zone, that's Devin Sundgren.
That's
touchdown, Renegade.
Boom for the Rocket from Shafter High School. Former Fresno State track star finally getting his shine. That's what I'm talking about. Free play, Malachi Statler in the seam route, and nobody's catching Devin Sundgren from behind.
And that ball had a lot of air under it as they're passing it into the wind. That ball floated just a little bit much. I don't think that Statler wanted that much air underneath it, but nonetheless, still got down there.
Know why it got caught? Because you throwing it to one of the fastest people in the state right there. He definitely put some air on that. I didn't think we were going to get to it until I reminded myself, oh, yeah, that's Devin Sundgren. He going to catch everything.
It's one of those, right, hey, Sundgren's down there somewhere.
Right.
Hopefully he's behind it.
Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about, Devin. This is going to be his only year as a Renegade football player. He's a qualifier. He came home to play, and that's why you came home, just to have that moment right there. Amazing pass and catch.
And shout out to his Shafter Generals who got the #1 seed in Division 4 this week.
Right. We
Got
haven't
a lot
even
of
talked playoffs yet.
High school playoffs are going to start next Friday. The Drillers in the newly formed 1AA.
Yeah, 1A. Yeah, we're in the 1A. Yeah, 1A.
Double.
Well, we'll talk about it. I just saw it before I left the house. Drillers are the 1A1 seed. The 1AA seed is the Liberty Central bracket.
So here we go, ball taken at the 8. It's #1 for the Pirates. He's got a lot of room. He's still on his feet. Finally gets brought down at the 47, Jayon Farrar. Brought down by D'Antonio Hackworth. Hackworth seems to beat Johnny on the spot all the time, and he's woozy coming up. Looks like that's one of those situations you might hit the back of your head there, get a little bit dizzy. And yeah, we're getting confused here with all these, at least I am. Again, because this is the first time we've ever heard Division 1A, 1AA for the CIF Central section. I know there's a lot of different divisions down in Southern California in the Southern section. We'll talk a little bit about that maybe during the halftime. He's got the ball handed off to Gossett. Gossett reached from behind by Logan Goodspeed. He was not going. Once you're in the grasp of Logan Goodspeed, you're not going to go anywhere.
Right.
So it's just a pickup of a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 9, 8:36 remaining. Renegades up 21-14. And again, last year they gave Ventura 17 points, and they tried to come back, made a nice little comeback. Wasn't enough. His ball is passed out to Gossett. Gossett makes one man miss, and he's going to pick up about 20 more yards just because one man missed a tackle. And that was number 12, Will Cannibaloff.
I mean, you can't miss tackles against these guys. These guys are world-class sprinters on the edge. And at the specialty position for Ventura, you miss one tackle, they're going to penalize you for 30 yards after that, and that's exactly what happens.
So the ball goes up to the 27-yard line, 1st and 10
draw
for Ventura. And a draw play. Looks like Gossett went backwards about 5 yards.
We still
broke tackles. And he's going to get held up and pushed out of bounds finally by Jaden Hollis.
We have a Renegade down, too.
That's D'Antonio Hackworth. He was down after that kickoff. And, again, these are one of those head scratchers where you know D'Antonio Hackworth is a heck of an athlete. But having him on a kickoff team, somebody who's as valuable as him. And, again, remember, we seen how valuable he was when he came out of the football game last week against Moore Park. They brought in Wallace and, you know, God bless Nathaniel Wallace,
Right.
but he's not D'Antonio Hackworth.
Right, but the tough thing about it, man, your corners are usually your best players on the kickoff cover team. You know what I mean? I remember having to cover kicks. It's not something that's fun to do, but we're great tacklers and we're the fastest guys on the field. You got to be out there.
So now you have Gooden out there, number 25. But here we go again. We got the Renegade defensive line stepping up right there and getting a tackle for a loss. Number 92, Chase Grant.
So I just got a message from one of my first players I ever coached as a Renegade coach, Ibn Abdunafi from New Jersey, former first-team All-American defensive tackle.
Tell him we have somebody from Long Branch here.
We'll tell him when he come up because he's on his way up.
Awesome. Third down for the Pirates. Play action pass. Durand has to throw it into the dirt.
Great defense.
So now it's 3rd and 6. Again, probably third down, or 4-down territory, but not. They're going to send Pimentel out there. They've got the wind at their back. So looks like this is going to be about a 40-yard attempt. They're going to set up right on the 30-yard line from the left hash.
And kudos to Ventura playing football like a football team should, trying to take points when you get all the way down here.
Especially on the road.
Yeah, I mean, it's too often you see teams going for it down here and you're screwing up your whole momentum.
So here we go. Pimentel
now
from
miss
40. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up.
That's
and
good.
It is good. So 6:58 remaining in the second quarter. Renegades still up 21-17. We're going to take a quick timeout on Kern News Talk, AM 1180, 96.1 FM, and live streaming on GoGades.com. All right, here we go. We're going to have a kickoff here after the Ventura field goal gets them within 4 points. Pimentel knocking it in from 40. It's a big win right there for the defense.
Yeah, I mean, huge opportunity for the defense to stand firm. Oh, and now Devin gets a chance.
Sungren from the 11.
Uh-oh. Devin. Oh, he needs
And
out of
there
here.
He goes.
He can make a miss.
Now he's at the 40, 45. He cuts back one more time, and he's going to get stopped finally at about 43-yard line.
Woo,
but
boy
still,
excited.
right there is able to pick up 31 yards on that kickoff.
His parents have been begging for him to have an opportunity to run kicks back. And now you see why. He's so dynamic, and he's not just trying to go down. He's going to make multiple guys miss. Great effort by Ventura to get to that sideline and cut him off. But you see that kid got a motor.
53-yard kick, 31-yard return for Devin Sungren. And, again, that's just a weapon right there.
Man, I'm telling you, man.
Shafter High represent.
He got Player of the Year, Kern High Network, his senior year.
And around to Jacoby Pointer, he's got a man, Tolbert, out there blocking for him, is able to pick up that block, get to the 50-yard line. Great first down play right there, and an end around to Jacoby Pointer up to midfield.
Man, he telling Tolbert, hey, get up the field, man. You slowing me down.
Come on, big boy.
Come on, big fella. Great play call. Coach Darman and Coach Dean opening it up.
And that's what we've seen so far this year, is that when the offense gets a little bit stagnant or you think that you've got the defense on their heels, like you said, Coach Dameron, Coach Dean opens up the playbook as they give the ball. Nice routine run right there, off tackle for Jalen Hankins. Picks up another Renegade first down to the 45.
First down.
5-yard gain for Jalen Hankins. That's what you want out of this dynamic running back core. The RBBC, as they call it.
Man, I'm loving that. I mean, because it shows the balance of the offense when everything's clicking. We haven't talked enough about Stadler and the way he's been commanding this offense as well.
So here we go, ball at the 45. Ball's handed off to Hankins. Hankins, like he shot out of the cannon in the end zone, picks up 11 yards to the 34-yard line. First down, Renegades.
Joystick, bing, bing, bing. The boy is so explosive between the tackles. Deceptively powerful, but just so explosive.
And again, that power, the product of Mahankey Fitness out there on Brim Hall in Jewetta. Right across from Liberty Park out there, our man Eric Mahankey. Probably the best overall trainer in town as we
opened
got a
it up
reverse
again.
pass. Mekhi Smith looks up, and his pass is going to be incomplete.
Great
Good
job
thing to
throwing
be
it
able to
away.
just get that thing thrown away. He didn't have an open receiver. Great job by Ventura for being able to pick up those routes and did not get sucked in on that.
Yeah, but how on time has Coach Dameron and Coach Dean been to continue to open that playbook wide open? What are we saving all these plays for? I mean, other than to keep these guys off balance. This is our playoff opportunity right here against this top-ranked team.
And again, to be able to get a win against a top-5 team would be fantastic. But again,
Power rankings.
this is, and we'll talk about what Coach Littlejohn had to say in that interview that we were talking about. And another thing that Coach Dameron texted me the other day was right on point. As we got Jalen Hankins gets up past the 30-yard line, going to stop forward progress at the 28. So it was a good 6-yard run right there for Hankins, setting up a 3rd and 4.
One thing that we know, all of our opponents knows, and Ventura clearly knows, is that we are a team that's much better than our record.
And that's exactly what they were saying, is that they are 6 points away from being 7-0. And at 7-0, they'd be either the 2nd or 3rd ranked team in the state if they would have did that. But shoulda, woulda, coulda, all that to be said, what they told their team was, we are a top 5 ranked team in ability. Go out there and play like it.
I love it.
So here we go.
That was an early jump.
Statler looks into the corner of the end zone. He's got a man, but it is incomplete. Jalen Richmond going back and forth with his defensive back.
Great coverage.
So that's going to set up 4th and 4.
Amazing
Renegades
coverage.
have no choice but to go for this on 4. And again, it goes back to putting pressure on 4th down. You had an opportunity to pick up 4 yards on a run when we're averaging over 4 yards a carry so far today.
The receivers didn't even get the call. 4th and 4. Shotgun spread set. Renegades trying to draw them off sides, and now we get the regular call, and we're going to have a timeout, Renegades.
So again, going back to that interview and what Coach Dameron was saying is that it is unfortunate that they've been bitten by these really close games and not been able to close it out. But they got to come into their home turf knowing that they can't lose anymore in this season. And they know that they can play with the best. They had Golden West. You know, they've beaten a really good Long Beach team handily. They had El Camino in hand.
Right.
And they dropped the heartbreaker to Moore Park just based off of not being able to contain a mobile quarterback and having penalties. You clean it up a little bit and you can play, and you've got a 4-point lead with 4:27 remaining in the second quarter on the 4th-ranked team in the state right now.
Right. You definitely got to take it one game at a time and execute. Right now we have a golden opportunity with 4th and 4 to extend this lead. Would be nice if we had a kicker who can kick from this range, man. I'm going on a hunt for a kicker next season, man. I think I'm gonna do a show where I'm just looking for kickers.
You've got one out in Bakersfield Christian who's able to put it in from 45 yards. We've seen a game winner from 39 against your Drillers earlier this year.
Yeah.
And because
I wasn't there.
And his kicking coach is on the sideline right over here, Mateo Alvarez.
That's the only kudos I can give him.
As we got, here we go. Statler looks
Yes,
backwards.
sir.
And we got Tolbert. No, excuse me. We got number 84 on that catch, Jacob Gutierrez, and good enough for the first down inside the 15-yard line.
Talk about opening up the playbook. Let's run a throwback screen to a guy we haven't thrown it to in 3 weeks.
And is that Gutierrez that's down on the play?
Way to sacrifice yourself for the good of the team, son.
So the ball is going to be spotted at the 15-yard line. So that was a pickup of 13 yards on that when the Renegades only needed 4.
You know, I said that jokingly for Gutierrez. We definitely hope that he's all right. But no greater memory than being on that practice field back there and getting hurt and hearing Coach Bowser say, "Move up the drill," while you still laying on the ground.
Hey, we're on a time limit
It's
here.
like, hey, Kenny Calvin, I love you, but we got work to do. Move up the drill.
Right. The pain will go away. It'll subside. If not, we're going to figure out if it's the the fact that you're hurt or you're injured.
Yeah. Now, are you hurt or are you injured? That's what he used to ask you. Kenny Calvin, are you hurt or are you injured? You look like you just hurt. If you just hurt, get up.
Rub it a little bit and then get right back in there.
Yeah, but it definitely looks like a lot of contact on that sideline. And the big man is definitely in some pain. You hope it isn't too serious. Definitely don't want to make light of injury. But as a former coach, that is a memory of mine.
And Jacob's up. Got a good round of applause from the home sideline. I was looking over at the home side as well, too, and I seen that the Bakersfield College Foundation got the white tents up on the left side. We're looking at the home side, and it's on the left side of the deck up there, and it always looks nice. Got those big nice chafing dishes over there with some good food. Again, if you want to sponsor that, we got one more night, and that's going to be the end of the year. We're going to be saluting our veterans, our active service members in 2 weeks.
Man, got a call from my son in Texas today.
Oh, ball's given to David Smith, and that's going to go. Pointer's going to go for -2 yards in 17.
Yeah, so, my oldest son, DiMaggio Davion Calvin, he's active duty, National Guard, Army, on the border, tore his ACL and has to get surgery. Just called me today with his new phone number and let me know he's getting ready to schedule that surgery. So salute to my young son.
Hope he
Still
heals
on the front
fast.
line.
Hope he heals fast. It's a very important detail for sure down there. So we've got 2nd and 12 for the Renegades. Ball's given to Nettles. Nettles looks like he had either a face mask or a horse collar. Yeah,
right.
One of the two.
Nonetheless, Jesse.
It's ball down to the 12.
And again, I like the play call because what you're doing, you're continuing to go north and south. You're not getting pretty. Get what you can get and put yourself in makeable conversion opportunities with a 3rd and 6.
And again, we're within what we would think is Carlos Villa's range here, but he is kicking into the wind tonight. But hopefully them being a little bit lower, and I know you've played on this field, I played on this field, sometimes those winds up here are different than they are down there in the bowl.
Yeah, the bowl is definitely not affected much there.
So we got Statler gets out of the pocket. He looks good. He looks in the end zone.
Oh,
the ball's
popped
up,
and
it is intercepted. It hit Mekhi Smith right in the numbers.
And he dropped it. And it's intercepted off the bounce.
You cannot have thrown a better pass and had a better route technique than Statler, who put Mekhi in that spot. And I think Mekhi was just a little surprised that it got there as hot as it did.
Yeah, and and it's a tough one because Mekhi's a playmaker, and that's just one that you can't have bounce off your chest in that moment. We were looking to go up 28 to 17. And we get a ball right back to one of the hottest offenses in the state. Gosh, doggy.
2:41 to go in the second quarter. Ventura has all 3 timeouts. The Renegades only with 1. They've got 80 yards to go to the end zone. Ball's given off to Gossett. Gossett was taken down by Aaron Martinez. Also Julian Smith in the mix.
Unfortunately, this is the kind of season we've had, right? We look like we're rolling and clicking on all cylinders.
World beaters.
All of a sudden, we got a accidental bounce that goes the other team's way. You can't even really blame that on anyone except the receiver dropping the ball that he never drops.
Yeah, that's the one mistake that we've really seen out of Mekhi Smith all year is the passes out to
great tackle.
Number 0, and it was a fantastic tackle out there by Hackworth.
Man, so impressed by Hackworth. Because you made a point earlier that I wanted to hit again. When he went out of the game last week, that put us under the gun. I mean, it just goes to show how crippled the defense is when you lose your number 1 corners.
And the difference between the 1s and 2s sometimes.
Right.
We got timeout for, looks like it's going to be for Ventura. Could be. Oh, we got a 2-minute timeout. We started going to the 2-minute timeouts here, too. Wow.
Man, it's
Welcome
so frustrating.
to Saturday Night Football right here at Memorial Stadium.
So frustrating to not capitalize on that opportunity. Malachi made a great move, threw that ball right where it needed to be, and Mekhi.
He was basically under where if you're listening on the radio, he was underneath the goalpost at about the top of the G where it says Renegades, and he was able to come back in between where it says the A and D in Gades because Statler put him in that spot.
And I think what happened, Renegade Rob, is you got that backer dropping underneath, and he might have flashed right in front of his eyes to where it's just a quick bang. Anything that flashes in front of your eyes as a receiver, it affects your hand-eye coordination. And just an unfortunate circumstance from somebody that's one of the most sure-handed receivers that we have.
Been one of the most sure-handed fellows that we've had on the team in the last few years.
Right. But right now we need defense to play big.
3rd and 5. Big third down opportunity right here for Ventura. So far, 2 of 5 tonight.
Big for us, too. Let's get these guys off the field and avoid disaster.
Duran out of the shotgun, fakes the handoff, looks up, and his pass is nearly intercepted twice. So the Renegades are going to be able to get the football back, and I can tell you what, there's one guy on the sideline, Makai Smith, who should be thanking this defense right now coming out the field.
See how we always bailing the offense out, man? I told y'all we always bailing the offense out my whole life,
and
man.
Look who's back there deep.
Redemption, son. Let's go. Let's go. And that's what I love about our coaching staff. You take a guy that just dropped the touchdown pass, get back out there, and watch him take this to the house. I've seen him do it before.
Kenny's calling it. Here we go. Punt is off. Makai's probably not going to get a chance to pick this up.
Should get away.
He's going to get away. A decent punt right there for Ventura down to the 27-yard line. All right, so minute 52, plenty of time, and they've got one timeout left in their pocket to be able to make something happen.
Renegade Rob, how about that defense, though, man?
Yes.
Like, to get off of the field after blowing an opportunity like that is a season saver. If we end up with postseason anything, it's because of that defense that just happened on that series.
And Kenny always likes to have extra games.
Oh, yeah, I love extra games, man. One of the things that I talked about, and I haven't talked about this today. It's my mom's birthday. I lost my mom a couple months ago. Today is my first birthday without her.
Happy heavenly birthday.
And I talked about how football has always been my therapy, and seeing her and talking to her before games. So more football games means more therapy for me.
That's right. As Jalen Hankins gets up, gets 9 yards, and we've got some extracurricular right there. Number 55, Eric De La Garza, who you love saying that last name.
I love De La Garza. That's my guy.
9 yards to the 36-yard line for Hankins. 2nd and 1. Hankins back in the game. Hankins pops out to his right, little bubble pass out to the right. And a first down for Jalen Hankins up at the 44-yard line. And I don't know what number 48 right there is jumping on the grenade right there. Con Meads out of Edna Carr High in Nowlands, Louisiana.
Hey, in the spirit of our Dodgers winning, every time I've been celebrating with the Dodgers celebration up here too.
With the Freddie.
Come on, man.
With the Freddie and then the hip lock. The hip lock. There it is.
Man, that's my favorite.
Here we go.
I've been doing that in my kitchen all week.
Statler steps up. He's going to run. He's going to get past the 50, and he's going to lower his head. And again, like you said, something that you don't want to see our quarterbacks doing, lowering the boom a little bit. But either way, he's going to pick up 4 yards, and now he's at, 9 yards. 2nd and 1. Hankins up the middle. First down. Tackled by Con Meads. Now at the 42. Clock continues to run. Stops just to move the chains. 41 seconds to go in the second quarter. Renegades up 21-17. And they're going to call. It looks like they're going to clock the ball.
Love the tempo we're playing with right now.
38 seconds to go. Oh, yeah. We've seen a lot of that celebration down there. Again, it was a blessing to be able to be down there. I know Jesse was alongside of me. The whole family was down there. We had a chance to get – and, again, this is just a great celebration. Again, sorry if you're not a Dodgers fan out there. But we're going to be celebrating for a whole year.
It's just like when your team don't win and you got to see those commercials where they're selling the book and the T-shirt and stuff.
Oh, I already seen the commemorative bats as well, too.
Yep. Y'all might be tired of it, but you got to deal with it.
Oh, we got a pass. It's incomplete. That should have been whistled a while back. I know a good job by our clock man was able to stop it as soon as it went off. Makai Smith again with another drop.
I mean, and it happens with weather change, too. That's one
Correct,
thing that
yeah.
we haven't talked about.
Cold.
This is probably the coldest game that we've played all year. And it definitely has been a microcosm of the whole scheme of football. Last week in NFL football, I saw so many balls on the ground.
Play.
You could tell where it's the weather change that's contributing to that.
Oh, not a whole lot of good communication right there. It's a busted play, and it goes for a loss. So this is going to be a situation where the Renegades are probably just going to try to run this clock out and force Ventura to call a timeout. Well, it's going to be fourth and very long.
Yeah, you're definitely going to force them to call a timeout because if anything, I'll run it all the way down and throw a Hail Mary. You're right at the 50.
Yeah, I think Ventura is just going to keep it in their pocket, and the Renegades are going to go into the locker room.
I like it.
With a 4-point lead, a lot different than last year when we were down a couple of touchdowns. And we're going to take a timeout here. Renegades up 21-17 over the Ventura Pirates going into halftime. We're going to come back with a little bit of halftime coverage on Kern News Talk AM 1180, 96.1 FM, and live streaming on GoGades.com. Welcome back to Bakersfield College Memorial Stadium for live coverage of Bakersfield College Renegades football. Rob Chavez alongside the resident Hall of Famer, number 23, Ken Calvin, celebrating Mom's birthday today.
Yeah, you know, Mom would have been 64 today. She was a huge Renegade fan. And one of her sayings was, Kenny, y'all keep losing. You need to go back to coaching. Well, Mom, we winning tonight. So my seat in the booth is safe for now, but definitely we will shine on in your memory. But how about the Renegade defense in that defensive stance after the lack of execution and the turnover in that second quarter, Rob? That's just so big for where we are right now.
It is, and it allows us to continue to have a lead 21-17 over the number 4 ranked Ventura Pirates, a Ventura team that you said we have just flat out had problems with over the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, I never had problems with them as a player. I never lost to them. But as a coach, they gave us fits. As a broadcaster, they gave us fits. I think we've only beaten them once in my broadcasting career. And that shows you how good they've been because we've had some great football teams as Renegades over the past 7 years since I've joined the broadcast crew. But that lets you know how dynamic and explosive this Ventura team can be offensively. For us to have them at 17 points right now, I don't think we're giving our defense enough credit because, again, we talked about where they are, top 5 in the state. All the 420 yards of offense, 270 yards in the air, 140 plus on the ground. And we're doing a great job keeping everything in front of us. I'm very impressed with the secondary and how everybody's playing, keeping things in front of them.
Yeah, again, like you had said it right there in the fact that we've got a guy in Daniel Duran for Ventura who came in tonight averaging 260 yards on 61% passing so far this year. And a very mobile quarterback, just like we seen last week against Moorpark. But the Renegade defense has held Duran to 103 yards passing. He is 11 of 14, but 2 touchdowns, one of which, again, was off a short field off of a bad kick, or we could say kick coverage after that. But on the other side of things, Malachi Statler at a Frontier High School. Malachi Statler has put up 117 yards, 9 of 16 passing. Probably would have been 10 of 16 passing if Mekhi Smith was able to bring down that ball into the end zone.
So if you hear me and Renegade Rob chuckling, we're laughing because it seems like the mascot can't get up on his own. But it looks like he's breakdancing now. They're having a breakdance battle down there.
Almost looks like it almost looks like the breakdancer from Australia in the Olympics. And look, he got up.
Oh, and there's 3 of them.
Uh-oh. Oh, he's taking a knee. Oh, it's Tebow. He's doing the Tebow. That's what
So first, Renegade Rob, you had to concentrate through me dancing up here, and then you get the 3 mascots dancing. We got a party going here at Memorial Stadium.
We got Tommy the Swordfish, LeBronco James,
wow,
and Tim Tebow.
Oh, that is so cool,
Yeah.
man. Shout out to our athletics department putting on this amazing
all.
show.
That's Matt Riley right there. Matt Riley, the genius behind the marketing
Mr.
at the Bakersfield Condors games.
I love Matt.
Like Coach Van Horn said, if there's a guy who can sell hockey to Bakersfield, that guy can pretty much sell whatever to anybody else. But get back to our stats here. Malachi Statler, again, who has not had regular action in almost a month's time, able to come in and pass for 117 yards. Jalen Hankins leading that running back by committee with 41 yards on 11 attempts. Nobody with a touchdown on the ground yet, but we've got 2 touchdowns in the air to Devin Sundgren and Jalen Richmond.
Man, how about little bro Devin Sundgren and how he showed up and showed out today. He amazing catch on that seam route, but then he gets the opportunity to return a kick. And it was one of the most amazing 31-yard kickoff returns you're going to see because he made about 9 of the 11 people miss.
But the one play that we're paying attention to is our man, number 2, Jacoby Pointer, who after the second half touchdown from Ventura to tie it up at 7-7.
They having a dance battle out there. We can't concentrate right now, man. This is primetime television right now on the Renegade halftime show.
Oh, now LeBronco James on one arm did a couple of 360s right over there. And now Tommy the Swordfish is going to get out there. We'll see what Tommy the Swordfish has for the crowd here. Oh, he's at the 50. He went down on his stomach. He's rolling back and forth. Oh, he's on his head.
Handstand on him.
He's doing a headstand. Now, I don't know if you've seen, but there's been this viral touchdown celebration, where a guy balanced on his helmet and just fell down.
Yeah,
and he got flagged for it.
Right, and that move was one of a kind too. I mean, but that halftime show, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we just got distracted by one of the most amazing halftime shows we ever seen here at Memorial Stadium. But again, going back to Pointer's play in special teams.
It was right after
the special teams
Ventura went
block.
up 14-7.
Yes, and when you can have special teams play make up for lackluster execution offensively, it just makes you appear to be a better team. We're the underdog to these guys, but right now, throughout this first half, we don't look like an underdog. We're not playing like an underdog, and that's what you want to hear and want to see.
Yeah, and again, we've had perfect PAT so far tonight from Carlos Villa, who we see down there at about the 25-yard line with Coach Alvarez. He's actually going to be kicking from the 30 right down the middle, and he's got his back to the wind, so he's got some back to him. They're practicing. That's going to be big because we've got a 21-17 score right now. The Renegades could make it a touchdown difference if they are able to pick up a field goal, if they're in a situation where they've got something within Carlos Villa's range. Because like you said, being able to get points when you can get them, that's good, smart college football right there, because that's what Ventura did. Probably the reason why Ventura comes in tonight ranked number 4 and 6-1 overall, with their only loss coming to Mountain Sac, the number 1 team.
Yeah, I mean, and week in and week out, we try to compare, like, where are we based on who played who and all of that. One thing you love to see is that when the lights come on, all of that doesn't matter. It's about what you're going to do and how you're going to execute versus who is in front of you. And the Renegades have done a good job defensively getting things done. Offensively, we would say that we were playing great had we had 28 on the board instead of the 21. But we got to give them credit too. Malachi Statler coming in, playing like he's not missing a beat. It is very impressive because he's been on the bench the last couple of weeks.
So a couple of things that we do at halftime is also highlight some of the other sports that are going on here at Bakersfield College. Had a chance to run into our cross-country team coming in. They did place first last Friday, and they're gonna have another meet down in Chaffee College coming up this Friday. So again, good luck to those guys being able to run 4 miles in under 21 minutes.
Man, got me beat.
Again, you could have people weren't even traveling a mile in 15 minutes down in LA yesterday during the parade. These guys are running 4 miles in 21 minutes. That's pretty impressive. But men's soccer picked up a road win on Halloween the other night over Glendale. At Glendale. Always got to love when you get a win over Glendale College. Those are the big dogs of the 3C2A. So in a highly contested match, the Bakersfield men's soccer team, their persistence paid off as they edged the Glendale College Vaqueros with a late game goal to claim a 1-0 victory. Both teams battled hard through the first half of the Renegades, pressing the Vaqueros on defense, firing off an impressive 18 shots. So that lone goal was brought in by Luis Gil, assisted by Giovanni Salazar, was the game winner in the 88th minute.
Wow.
2 minutes to go. That is high drama right there. So good job to men's soccer overall. And again, we did highlight the fact that we had a great outing from our cross country. We've got playoffs that are going to be coming up in volleyball. We've got women's golf that is highly competitive right now as well too. The soccer ladies are out on the pitch. And again, we're going to be getting some more updates on these scores. The internet is going a little bit slow here. Maybe it's a little cold, a little windy. Nonetheless, we're going to get you a little bit more information in the second half. We're going to take a quick time out here on Current News Talk AM 1180 and 96.1. Also, we are live streaming our home games right here on GoGades.com. We'll come back with the second half kickoff. Welcome back to second half coverage of Bakersfield College Renegades football. Rob Chavez alongside the Hall of Famer Kenny Calvin, along with Julian Wilson, who's going to be going to Tallahassee from what I hear. And the ball is taken at the 10-yard line for Ventura, and a good tackle right there for number 50 after a good return. Tyler Barones out of Granite Hills High.
We talking about my Hall of Fame status on the field. We got a Hall of Fame director twirling these buttons and bringing this presentation to y'all. Grateful for you, big bro.
So the ball was taken at the 10, brought up to the 33 for a 23-yard return.
Shout out to Scully, man. Sponsored our plaques.
That's right. As well as it's Oil and Ag Night. We'll talk a little bit about that as well, too, as we got Gossett.
Gossett is so tough.
He's able to run through a couple of tackles. First contact was made at the 34-yard line. He ends up getting to the 39-yard line after first contact.
Well, you brought up Oil and Ag Night, and one of the things I like to highlight are our coaches who are interwoven into the Oil and Ag community. We'll get to that in the next dead ball.
2nd and 5. Play action pass, and this is a seam route that's going to go for 6 for Ventura. Touchdown, Pirates.
Wow.
Jayon Farrar, again, a man out of New Jersey.
Wow, talk about
play action pass one-on-one.
Stevenson with his eyes in the backfield playing the worst technique I've ever seen on a Renegade football field as a DB gets scorched.
Quick strike
on
right
a quick
there
slant
for the Pirates.
And it takes away all the hard work that the defense has put in. And I don't even know if he's played all night.
Off of the extra point, number 29, Ryan Pimentel.
Pimentel looking to make it
Oh, my
a 3-point
goodness.
lead right here for the Pirates. Good snap, good hold. And the kick nearly blocked, and he had Hackworth run right into Goodspeed. And Hackworth is injured again. It looks like he's shaken up again. Hackworth's been really taking a beating tonight, and this time by his own man.
Right there, it's dangerous because you got block guys coming from both sides, and it's usually only one guy that's assigned to block, either left or right. You're not sending guys from both sides for that dangerous reason. And right there, you had two guys coming from the opposite edge in a little small collision.
And to see Logan Goodspeed, big guy that he is, to be able to get to that ball that quickly. He is a 4'8" guy.
Logan Goodspeed is a guy that I can see playing on Sundays in the future, let alone at the next level collegiately.
That's what Coach Thompson and Coach Duncan have both said about Goodspeed. Is he is, out of all those guys that are down there, he is that guy that they see possibly playing on Sundays.
Yep.
So here we go. Only 46 seconds ticked off in the second half. And Ventura was able to put up another 7 on the board, 24-21 lead over the Renegades, and a high pop fly kick. It's going to be fair caught by Sundgren at the 22-21 yard line. And you hear
We
that
got a late
sigh.
flag, very late flag right here at the 41 yard line, partner. And that's more than likely going to be a hold.
And on a fair catch,
that ball will come to the 25 yard line because he fair caught it behind the 25. That's one of those new rules that was implemented over the last 5 years. And I remember the first year it was implemented, Renegade Rob. I was right up here, and I was like, what is he doing? We didn't get the update that the rule was changed, that you can fair catch it.
And then get up to the 25.
And get up to the 25-yard line.
And because of that and the 15-yard unnecessary roughness penalty against the Pirates, the Renegades are going to get to start this off at their 40-yard line. So real advantageous right there. And again, for the Pirates, that's a sloppy penalty. Nettles up the middle, able to pick up 2 yards to the 42. And on a fair catch, you know, that's just high emotion penalty right there for the Pirates.
Yeah, I didn't even see the penalty, partner, as I'm still, breaking down the previous play. But, again, for Ventura, it's definitely unfortunate as you just capitalize on some momentum that you shouldn't even have. 2nd and 8. Shotgun spread set for the Renegades.
Statler. Nettles with a good block. Gets the ball out to Smith. Makai Smith makes his man miss at the 44-yard line. Was able to juke and jive, get up to the 47 after those 2 moves. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 3. Renegades trying to get to midfield to pick up the first down. And again, what Coach Calvin over here likes to see, a manageable 3rd down.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you're playing me on Madden, it's going to be the most boring game you ever play. But I guarantee you, I'm going to have 3rd and 3 every series. You put your offense in a position to be successful, and now we go power play, and that's going to be a first down.
Nettles up the middle. He's up past the 40-yard line at about the 36-yard line in Pirates territory. First down, Renegades.
First down. Talk about this offensive line. We haven't talked about them enough. Just getting a great push and creating lanes on that power play. That was a huge hole on the right side. First down, Renegades.
So before that, the Renegades were 3 of 10 from third down, which is under their 38% conversion rate. But they picked that up now 4 of 11. And Statler's pass is complete. Jacoby Pointer, he's at the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Jacoby Pointer. Called
away. His new name is MVP because that's what he's going to be at the end of the year.
Most valuable pointer.
Most valuable pointer. This kid is showing out. Every week we're looking for somebody to make a play, and it's either 2, 1, or 8 in a specialty position. And these kids are playing some dynamite football. I don't know if I've seen a player have as many big plays as this kid in consecutive games.
I mean, this goes back to on the defensive side, as the kick is up, and it is good, 12-19 remaining in the third. Goes back to the guy that we had on the defensive backfield, Chris Thompson, who made some great tackles,
yes, sir.
Great interceptions, and also ran kicks back.
Yes.
You know, that type of dynamic play we haven't seen since Chris left. Now we've got Jacoby Pointer.
Because this is what's so special, bro. He do it from so many different places, whether he's lined up at the tailback, as the receiver out on the edge, as the kickoff returner. He impacts the game everywhere he is. I guarantee you, if you put him at DB, he would have made the play on that slant that the kid just got burnt on.
And again,
MVP, most valuable pointer.
Shout out to Chris Thompson, and also shout out to Jahad Marks. Jahad Marks, another big
yes,
play.
my little bro. He had a top 5 ESPN play.
Yes, he did.
Now imagine leaving the Renegades and then you go play down at McNeese State and you end up making a top 5 ESPN play on the Hail Mary.
So ball was taken at the 5-yard line. Another good kick right there for Carlos Villa. Ball was taken by number 1, Jayon Farrar.
And that point I'm trying to make by talking about Jihad Marks, Chris Thompson, Sean Stevens, who ended up going to be in the Eagles training camp. Everybody wants to leave town thinking that that's how you got to get to the promised land, when all you got to do is come up here to the Palace on Panorama, put your work in, and end up on the prime time just like the names that we just mentioned. Come to BC. You don't want them dancing all in your videos? Come to BC.
We got the ball given off to Karan Gossett. You know, because of the Yankees and Dodgers playing, you heard a lot of the dog pound over the last few weeks.
Ice Cube was the man for the Dodgers this week.
Poor Fat Joe. I think his career just ended this week. As we got a 2nd and 11 after the 1-yard loss for Gossett. Gossett, the man, once again, he's going to squirt past the line of scrimmage, get maybe 2 yards up to the 37-yard line, but it'll bring up a 3rd and 1. 3rd and 11.
I'm so happy for Smith because one of the things that he did right there is something that we complained about the last few weeks. Kept containment. How many times have I cried over us losing containment? Great job just doing the simple things, forcing that back in by Smith.
3rd and 9 from the 37. Duran looks up. He looks deep. He's got a man, and it's dropped at the 18-yard line. And right there, that was number 25, Richard Gooden, don't call me Doc, out of Independence High School, who was on that coverage. He was there step for step, maybe just one behind, but he came in for D'Antonio Hackworth on that situation. Hackworth coming off, but Hackworth was on the right side. Gooden was on the left side. So now we're going to have a punt situation here for Ventura as they have Makai Smith standing at the 25, waiting to receive this punt. They're telling him to get away from it as it's going to go backwards. It's going to be picked up. There goes Makai Smith. Makai Smith still on his feet at the 30-yard line. Wow. So everybody told him to get out of the way. The ball continued to roll towards the Renegade. Towards the Ventura side of the football field. None of the Pirates picked that ball up to try to down it. And Makai Smith comes from nowhere, scoops it up, and picks it up for about another 30-yard return.
Man, I got to tell you, that's not a technique that we're ever going to teach you. And me and Coach Van Horn will go crazy if we see you doing that. But how about the awareness and the confidence in Smith to pick that up and get that many yards afterward, bro? That was crazy.
So now we've got Statler looking up into the end zone. He's got a pass, and it's going to be incomplete. Again, as we have Jesse Sanchez, our fantastic spotter, he was feeling a little bit under the weather. We hope he's going to be doing a little bit well later on tonight.
Yeah, hopefully Jess is all right. You know, Jess always in it for the long haul. You know, there's something going on if he ain't feeling good enough to stay here on the deck. But like we said, the weather's changing. Maybe it's just a little quick weather bug for him. 2nd and 10 for the Renegades here.
Richmond in motion. Handoff up the middle to Hankins. Hankins makes a nice couple of moves there, and he gets past the second wave of tacklers. And if it was not for number 4, Ty Morris, out of Fillmore, California, I think Jalen Hankins gets inside the 10, maybe even the end zone.
Man, none of this happens without extremely impressive blocking by this offensive line. I'm just so impressed. We talked about their success that they've had, and we're seeing the results. 1st and 10, Renegades. Coming with pressure.
Blitz picked up. Hankins was still able to pick up 3 yards to about the 13. Again, the run previously was for a first down for Hankins. Right now we've got 2nd and 7.
Right now, Renegade Ross, sorry to cut you off, but I want to definitely get this point in before the next play is we have to make sure we do not turn the ball over. Whether it's touchdown or field goal, we just have to make sure we get points out of this drive. Can't keep coming down here to this end and not capitalizing. 2nd and 6.
So now you see Pointer with a one-on-one situation on the outside. Statler looks over, and his pass is incomplete. He telegraphed that pass. I think everybody in this stadium knew he was going to try to hit Pointer on that slant route, including that linebacker.
Now, you see the urgency and why I wanted to say what I needed to say before that play, because I knew something like that was coming. Why are we even putting it in Statler's hands to be thrown away right now? Keep it simple, run the football, get a first down so you don't turn the football over. We just avoided another disaster right there.
Ethan Nicely, number 24, the linebacker for Ventura, dropped that. As Statler gets it out to Hankins. Hankins had a guy to beat and maybe another one, but he's able to pick up 2 yards to the 11-yard line. So it's going to be 4th and 5, and now we get Carlos Villa and the kicking unit to come out and attempt what's probably going to be about a 33-yard field goal attempt. Actually, let's call it a 28-yard field goal attempt right here. Villa kicking it from left hash. The left-footed kicker is going to have his opportunity to put some points up on the board, make this a 7-point game. Whew. Good hold. Good kick. It is good.
Yeah! Boom!
Carlos Villa makes it a 31-24 game with 8:54 remaining in the third quarter. We're going to take a quick timeout and get back for the kickoff on Kern News Talk AM 1180, 96.1 FM, and GoGays.com. Here we go, back with Renegades football action from Memorial Stadium. Rob Chavez alongside Hall of Famer Kenny Calvin and Dr. Julian Wilson. Carlos Villa, after making it a 7-point game, kicks it off. The ball is going to be returned from the 11-yard line, and it's going to be a nice coverage right there. That extra bounce allowed for the coverage to be able to get down there. Good tackle right there by your man, Chase Furtado. Probably the most popular guy on that sideline.
Man, it makes me feel so good to see my classmates' kids finding themselves. He's a kid that doesn't get a lot of praise within the context of the game, but takes advantage of his opportunities in special teams every week. Great job, Chase.
Hand it off to Gossett.
Whoa.
And I tell you what, I think this Bakersfield Renegades defensive line has figured out Karan Gossett, and we do have a late penalty, as it looks like that's in the area of Chase Grant right there. Grant was held up one of the Pirates and threw him down after the play had been whistled dead.
Well, that's A-Mart right there.
Oh, Aaron Martinez.
I mean, and again, dead ball penalties when we got a team on the ropes.
Yeah, and especially for somebody who like Gossett, who's been getting chunks of yards, you're able to stand him up after a yard and
Wow.
you give up 15 more. So the ball spotted at the 30-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Pirates after that unsportsmanlike penalty.
And then we dang near let him bust off a huge run. That was
Jaden
a
Hollis.
lucky shoestring tackle right there by Hollis, because if he doesn't make that tackle, that's an 80-yard run, 70-yard run. And we don't do very well when we give teams extra opportunities. Trips open set. And they're going to take a shot.
Duran looks up.
And that should
his
be
pass.
offensive pass interference, if anything.
So we had a lot of hand jostling down there. That was number 0, Silas Kemp.
That should be offensive pass interference.
D'Antonio Hackworth was on the coverage.
The receiver.
Put his hand out first.
Oh, my goodness. That's a horrible call. Hackworth had him covered. The receiver grabs him from behind and pulls him, and they call the PI on the defensive player. That's a horrible call.
So 15-yard penalty brings it up now to the Pirate 48-yard line. 1st and 10 with 7:58 remaining in the third quarter. Renegades with a 7-point lead over the 4th-ranked Ventura Pirates. I can tell you what, if there's people looking at the scoreboards right now throughout the state, they're liking this. As the pass is complete and a great tackle right there by Stevenson. Pass was to number 1, Jayon Farrar. Farrar's had a big game for the Pirates.
I mean, and isn't it funny how a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct yields other big penalty plays afterward? It happens to us every week. We have to find a way to eliminate dead ball, bonehead penalties. 2nd and 4. They go back to the ground. Renegades missed 2 tackles. That's going to be a first down carry.
The ball's taken up to the 38-yard line. So the Pirates are doing a good job of balancing their offense right over here, moving the football besides those penalties. 30 yards worth of penalties so far for the Renegades in this drive alone. Duran's pass and a great
play.
open field tackle. Tyler Lewis, number 9, was able to pick up Farrar.
And that's how you got to attack that rocket screen. You can't wait and hand fight with the receiver who's trying to block you. You got to beat him, pick one side, and go.
Loss of 4 on the play brings it back to the 42-yard line. So 2nd and 14, and this is typically where you see the Pirates try to take some shots.
Trips open set against a 2-deep safety look of the Renegades. 40 even front. They're going to run that football.
Hands the football off to Gossett. Might have been a hold right there on Macon. And Gossett was able to just get to the sideline and hammer his way down there. Who even got past Logan Goodspeed, who Logan looked like he even got a hand on his helmet. And Gossett was still able to pick up the first down. Ball at the 24-yard line after a pickup of 18 yards.
The theme of the night has been missed tackles leading to extra opportunities as well. And that was 3 huge missed tackles as he had them dead to rights in the back of the line of scrimmage.
Josh Macon, the first contact, but it looked like he was being held by his blocker. Fake handoff. Duran looks back over to number 21, Caleb Alvery. But Alvery dropped that football. Might have been advantageous, as if he would have caught that football, Hackworth probably tackles him for a loss right there. So clock stops with 6:13 remaining in the third quarter. Renegades still up by 7.
Have to bow up here. You don't want to give up any more yards, and that puts them in a position to not want to go for it. If you can get a stop here, 2nd and 10.
Out of the shotgun. Duran steps up, and he stiff arms a couple guys. He goes right up the middle, and he slides short of the first down. He started his slide right at about the 15-yard line. The 14-yard line is where the marker is at.
And you got one person with the sticks moving, and he needs to get back to the to the mark, assuming that it was a first down. So now it's going to be 3rd and 3, and they're going heavy here.
Ball spotted at the 16-yard line.
Well, it's a long 2.
Pirates have converted only 2 times from 3rd down. And
high
a deep snap.
High snap!
And it looked like they had a big man back there, and he was not able to pick up that high snap. I'll tell you what.
Wow, we've got lucky there.
Hey, get an index card, too, because I don't know if he is able to jump over that thing. I mean, it was a high snap for sure, but I tell you what, you get a guy wearing number 34 as your quarterback option right there in a heavy set.
You try to get cute. Everything's been working for you in Ventura. You go Wildcat and hike the ball 9 miles over the guy's head. Thank you very much.
I think it was maybe about 9 inches over his
Man.
head. He just didn't have too many
9
hops
feet.
right there. It looked like 9 feet. So here we go. They're going for it. 4th and long. Duran looks up, and his pass is complete. And it's not going to get a first down right there.
Thank you very much.
They came out looking like they were going to be in pump formation. Duran ends up just completing a pass. So the Renegades are going to get a turnover on downs with 4:38 remaining in the third quarter. And this right here is where the Renegades have an opportunity to run some clock out and deliver potentially some sort of a big knockout blow, maybe just something that staggers them.
Yeah, I mean, right here, we have what's called the NyQuil offense, where you're looking to just put guys to sleep.
And you see with 2 running backs right next to Statler. And
we
got a free play. Now Statler looks up, and his pass is going to be
caught
complete to Mackay. Don't call me.
Pfeiffer.
Smith over at the 38-yard line. So we're going to check to see they're going to decline this penalty as this picks up about 15 yards, and it was going to be an offsides penalty.
I like the call by the coaching staff, because what you're doing is just like you're taking a shot. You know you're going with the long count. You know they're going to be over-aggressive, and that gives you the free play.
So now you got Devin Sundgren out, split wide right by himself. Single man covering him.
And I feel sorry for any single man in bump around coverage against Devin Sundgren, because you about to get fried if they throw it to him.
It's number 4, Ty Morris, but the ball is handed off to Jacoby Pointer, and Pointer's going to get dropped for a loss of 2 back to the 36-yard line, 2nd and 12.
And you're not mad at that call, because what you're doing, you're getting the clock going. You're allowing the offense to reestablish itself. 2nd and 12. You just don't want to turn the football over here. You want to get a nice sustained drive and hopefully finish it.
So Statler passes it off to Hankins.
Hankins
got some good blocks out in front of him and is able to get up past the 45-yard line up to the 46. So it's going to set up a 3rd and a very manageable 2 yards, and we've got an injured Pirate over on the BC sideline as he went out of bounds.
I love the way our offensive coordinators use Hankins. They use him as an inside run guy. They use him as a flat pass guy on the edges, taking advantage of his speed, because linebackers don't want to run with him. It's just great execution by that offense in the Renegades.
Now we know some guys don't travel to certain games right over here, and I was being a little bit selfish as I was looking through the Pirate roster. And I was hoping that we would get number 80 out there to be able to possibly catch a pass tonight.
Michael Jackson.
But maybe he didn't get a chance to travel. We have been talking about Pepsi a lot, and remember, he was the Pepsi man.
Oh, yeah, when I was a kid, Mike was the Pepsi man. I remember when he almost burnt his hair up.
Yep.
Almost burnt his curl.
Fake handoff to Hankins.
He can run
on 3rd down. Statler's pass is going to be out of bounds, and you said he could have ran it. That would have been a first down because he did have a lot of space out there. So we're at 4th and 2 right here. The Renegades up by 7 with 3:18 remaining in the 3rd, and it looks like the offense is going to stay out there.
Yeah, it looks like coach is going to give him an opportunity. Hopefully it's just to try to get him
off sides, yeah. Here we go. So Statler.
And we jump.
Mackay Smith looked like he wanted to run up that seam faster than anybody, and that just forces the hand of the Renegades, and they're going to have to send the punt unit out there.
Again, that ain't coach's fault,
no.
Right? Like that's another lack of execution play by a player. when we're possibly just lining up to just draw them off sides. Do you take away that element of surprise by running?
So Grat punting away. Nice punt.
Nice punt, Grat.
Takes it at the 19. That's Farrar. Farrar is going to be dropped. So that's going to be a loss of 2 yards on that. So now, again.
Hey, we got a renegade down here, guys. Let's see if we can get a number. And that looks like it's going to be big 65.
So now how about this really quick, Kenny, because that was only the second punt of the game. At the beginning of the game, Bakersfield College punters had not had any yards returned off of them.
It's been a stat we've bragged on.
Number 33, Tyrus Maliatufa, ended up getting 2 yards on one return. That was the first return yards, right?
Wow.
Well, now with that minus 2 yard return right there, they're back to aggregate 0 yards
that is
for
so
Bakersfield
cool.
College punters right there.
Man, talk about execution. I mean, I don't know if I've ever heard that stat before where you got a punter or a punting unit with no yards,
returned.
no net yards
Through
returned
8,
against
now
you.
Now we're at 8 games.
8 games? I've never heard that before.
So shout out to Coach Matt Alvarez and his kicking unit back there. So we got Duran out of shotgun. Duran pressured, and he's able to get the ball away, but it's broken up by D'Antonio Hackworth. And I tell you what, D'Antonio Hackworth breaks up that football. You had number 8, Josh Washington, who was one-on-one with Aaron Martinez, the linebacker. He doesn't break up that pass. That pass was probably caught and picked up maybe 10 yards.
Right.
At least, because we had one safety, Julian Smith, that was going to be coming over from the hash. But here we go, 2nd and 10.
They go draw.
Ball given off to Gossett. Gossett runs into the defensive line at the 19-yard line. He's pushed back, but he's able to pick up at least 3 yards to the 20. So now we're going to have 3rd and 7. Ventura only 2 out of 10 so far from 3rd down. So feather in the cap right here for Coach Thompson and his defensive unit.
You have to be disciplined here as a player, though, because we've had too many dead ball and end-of-the-play penalties that have kept us from getting guys off the field. This is the opportunity to win the game, even though there's still a lot of time left.
Durant out of shotgun. Looks up, and his slant route is incomplete. It actually looks like a button hook right there. David Stevenson steps up, knocks the ball out of Andrew Lacombe's hands. He's a freshman wide receiver out of Thousand Oaks High. Wasn't able to pick up that, and so now we've got a punt.
Can't underestimate the importance of getting off the field in 3rd downs, partner. Like those are game-winning plays. Most people assume that game-winning plays are at the end of the game where you're throwing a Hail Mary or something. Sometimes the game-winning play is just doing your job in the context of the game.
And now we've got a penalty right before the snap.
False start.
Yeah, and like you said, it may not necessarily be that Jacoby Pointer 101-yard kick return that is the big play of the game, but it could be just that D'Antonio Hackworth breaking up a ball.
Breaking up a pass.
Stevenson coming up, breaking up another pass. As we had a false start before that, backs up
Villa
Ventura.
making the kicks.
Ventura backed up to the 15-yard line.
High snap.
Ooh, barely gets it away. Julian Smith was right in his face, and that's going to be a short kick up to about the 42-yard line. So this is going to be a really good field positioning right here for this Renegade offense. 2:10 remaining in the 3rd quarter, up by 7. And again, goes back to this last drive where Statler had an opportunity to possibly keep it on the ground, pick up a first down, continue to get the clock running, get down there. But that's all null and void as the Renegade defense steps up, gets a 3 and out, and gets the ball right back into the hands of the offense with only a minute off the clock.
The way that the defense is played in the second half with the offense sputtering and even after that turnover has been inspiring. And now it's time to put these guys to sleep with a quarter left to play. 1st and 10.
Hands off to Nettles. Nettles up past the 40. Gets to the 39-yard line, picks up 3. 2nd and 7 now for the Renegades with 2 minutes to play in the third.
And that's what you want, partner. It goes back to that theory that I had. 3 yards in a cloud of dust, man. I love dynamic offense and opening up the playbook sometimes. But then other times it's keep it simple and execute.
Fake handoff to Nettles. Pass over to Tolbert.
Nice catch.
Tolbert was able to keep that. Now we've got a penalty, and this looks like this might be in the area of holding against the offense. Hopefully it's not. Jalen Richmond is over there trying to plead his case to a couple of the officials and asking what they were calling in that situation.
Well, I mean, when you got 2 flags coming out at the same time, it's usually not that hard to figure out that you probably did something wrong if 2 people saw it.
Holding.
Tolbert did a great job of keeping that pass.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Second down.
That's an unfortunate circumstance for us because that's exactly what we needed to put us in that makeable third down conversion opportunity. But really what that does is just basically takes us back to what was the original line of scrimmage after the first down.
Got whistles once again. So what that does is essentially brings the Renegades to 45 yards of penalties. Definitely a lot better than last week when they had 115 yards worth of penalties. Now we've got Tolbert in motion. Hand off to Nettles.
Nice block.
Nettles up the middle. Gets past a couple of defenders, finally
right
getting
back
brought
where he
down.
was, partner.
Number 44, Spencer McKelligon.
Ooh, that's going to be a first down. Great run.
So he got past 2
goodness.
tacklers, finally got brought down at the 32-yard line. You called it right there. Great play to pick up 12 yards.
Man, talk about, partner, how good does it feel every week? We got one running back start the game, and then another one being the guy
to clean
it
up.
Middle game. Like, it's just beautiful teamwork from the offensive running back room.
And no ego over there.
No ego. It's just about team ball.
You know, David Smith came in tonight leading on the ground for the Renegades, and he's gotten a few carries tonight, and no ego as we got Tolbert. Talk about another guy that's in that backfield, usually as a blocker, and he's able to pick up 5 yards up to the 26-yard line, call it 6 yards to the 26-yard line. So 2nd and 4. Great to be able to have a big target like Cleveland's C.J. Tolbert to be able to get that ball and rumble.
I almost threw my water on Renegade Rob's laptop. We almost had a heart attack up here.
Don't worry, it would have been I would have been able to blame it on another district employee. We've got a carry up 3 yards. So it's going to set up a 3rd and 1, and that's going to do it for the end of the third quarter. The Renegades up 31-24 over the Ventura Pirates, and we've got one more quarter to go right here. You see the entire team huddled around Coach Littlejohn, and we're going to come back for some exciting Renegade fourth quarter action right here on Current News Talk AM 1180, 96.1 FM, and live streaming on GoGays.com. All right, we are back with fourth quarter action of Renegades football. Pirates send a blitz, but they break it with a C.J. Tolbert pass. He's inside the end zone for the touchdown.
Boom! Amazing play call after the timeout, and great touch pass by Statler.
And a great pickup of that blitz. The Pirates were sending 8 guys on that play on 3rd and 1. Statler just stepped back, seen Tolbert right out of his right side, and he had 2 blockers upfield to get him into the end zone. Great caravan into the end zone for C.J. Tolbert.
Man, and it's warming my heart right now to see this kid have this kind of game after being on the bench the last few weeks, because Igoa was playing fantastic. And now Igoa goes to the sideline, Statler comes in, and it's like we don't miss a beat. You have to have a fantastic offensive relationship between your coaches and your players for guys to not have ego and just come in and do their job. I don't know if I've ever seen something this beautiful from a guy.
Quarterback offense.
2 quarterbacks, 5 running backs. Like it's a team approach to the offensive scheme. Beautiful football.
Great. And you know what? Whoever our DJ is tonight, I know this is Casey and the Sunshine Band, but I thought this was Take It to the House. Take it to the house. Come on, Tober.
Trick Daddy.
Houston, stand up.
Oh, man, we be having too much fun up here sometimes, man.
Again.
It's usually when we winning.
Exactly. We wouldn't, trust me, we weren't celebrating like this when we were down to Moore Park last
Right.
week.
We definitely don't celebrate losing.
So Carlos Villa kicks it to the 18. And a great tackle, but he's able to stay on his feet, but probably should have went down. And there again is your guy right there, number 32, Chase. Don't call me Nelly Furtado.
Man, I mean, how many times is a kid gonna make a play on special teams, man? This dude reminds me of the great Steve Tasker.
Exactly.
I take it all the way back to Tasker, the Bills. That boy was a thunderbolt on special teams when I was a kid, man.
Slater for the Patriots. You got Kasim Osgood for the Chargers. These guys that were special teams mavens, man.
Man, Pro Bowl special teams guys.
Yeah,
Chase Furtado, you Pro Bowler in my book.
We got a motion man for Ventura. Duran hands the ball off to Gossett. Gossett is going to string it out to the left. He's able to break a few tackles. And I tell you what, if not for the fact that this kid Gossett is just really resilient and strong, we're talking 90% of the players in this conference would go down after that first hit. He got hit twice and was able to still pick up 5 yards.
You know who he's reminding me of? He was reminding me of how Mixon looked the other night in that game, because he ran through DJ Reed last night. So cold.
Here we go. Duran looks up.
And that's great coverage.
And that's really good coverage right there. And that's D'Antonio Hackworth.
Hit him with the JPZ Jr. Simmer down now. Nothing happening over here.
By the way, it was great to see Joey.
Oh, yeah.
And Big Joey out there last week pumping up the Pittsburgh. I know it was against my Giants, and I was watching the World Series, but I flipped over to see the opening kickoff. And before that, Joey Porter Sr., our man out of Foothill,
it's my bro,
was able to come out and hype up the crowd. And then I seen on NFL Films later on, JPJ, one of his teammates, that's your dad. That's my dad. That's your dad. Yeah, that's my dad.
Beautiful, man. Bessie Owens babies. Sigma, men of Phi Beta Sigma. So proud of the Porter legacy. But how about this Renegade team and how well they're playing as we go to break?
Timeout, Ventura 14-11 left in the game. Renegades up 38-24. We're going to take a quick timeout. Be right back after the break.
That's what I'm talking about, guys.
Uh-oh, ready?
Gio, you gotta get some of this next time.
All right, here we go. Back with fourth quarter action of Bakersfield College Renegades football. Ventura has the ball, pass it up. They're going to have a first down to number 13. It's Kendrick Smith.
And this is when, as DBs, just salivating because they're going up tempo and hurry up style offense. You know the ball's going to be in the air. Now it's time to get your name in the paper. Who want their name in the paper? Who want the interception, the strip, sack, fumbles?
16-yard pickup right there for Smith from Duran. Duran again out of the shotgun. Looks to his right. His man is open, but it was incomplete. It was intended for number 0, Silas Kemp.
Tyler Lewis is dropping to the flat right there, Renegade Rob, but where he makes a mistake, he stops and comes back and look. If you keep going, you want to run the color. You want to almost run to him like you're tagging him, and then you get your head around the look, and you probably can have an interception right there. He's going to want that back on film. Trips open set for Ventura. They go right back to the ground.
Gossett.
Oh, the ball out! Loose. That's Renegade
and it looks like that's going to be Renegade football. If it is, this is a huge turnover for the Renegades. Gossett.
And that's Renegade football!
Julian Smith.
Yeah!
And I'll tell you what, Julian Smith, been Johnny on the spot tonight. Also, the best hair and best smile on that team. I'll tell you what.
Oh, my goodness. Talk about making a play on a running back who's just been pounding it. Gossett has been doing a great job, but he got a little careless there in between the tackles, taking his arm off the ball. First down, Renegades. And I just said we need a fumble, strip, interception.
Something.
Who want their name in the paper?
And there it was. Julian Smith wants his name in the paper. High snap control by Statler is able to give it to Nettles. And if it wasn't for that high snap right there, that play is probably a little bit different. Nonetheless, loss of a yard, 2nd and 11, back to the 42. The biggest thing right here for the Renegades is to be able to get this first down off this turnover.
Yes.
If you get a 3 and out, that doesn't really do much for the momentum.
Right. And the time, because we want to get as much of this clock done.
Yeah, just over 13 minutes to play in the game. Renegades up by 2 touchdowns. Smith in motion. Statler under center. Passes it back to Mekhi Smith. Mekhi Smith's pass falls incomplete. His hand was knocked down.
Whew. We go with the double pass. I knew it was coming because I'm right at the 50, and they threw that lateral.
And Pointer had only one man, so it would have been a one-on-one 50-50 ball right there. But either way, the incomplete pass brings up 3rd and 11 from the Renegades' 47-yard line.
And I'm not mad at the call because really what you're doing, you're going for the jugular right there, trying to put them away. You don't get it. So now it's 3rd and 11. You got to try to execute and get some of this and make it a makeable 4th down conversion opportunity if you don't capitalize. And that's why you run the football right there.
And Nettles gets it up past the original line of scrimmage to the 44. So now we're going to punt it away. And again, it takes only about a minute off the clock, but the good thing is that we're going to push the Pirates back. Brendan Gratt from Taft standing at his own 41-yard line.
And Gratt has been punting very well tonight. We've been overly critical of our punting unit. Yeah, they gave up a block, but he's been doing a good job.
And another block right there.
They blocked it again. Wow. And that's not on
and
Gratt.
He jumped over the up back right there. That was number 5, Jake Murphy, that was able to propel himself over, not number 5, number 6, Shaheed Wilson.
And you know why that happens, Rob? Because your 3 up backs are just standing there. I hate the formation.
How can you not blast a guy coming up?
Exactly.
As soon as a guy elevates, so the one thing that we were ever taught, as soon as a guy elevates, you hit him and you throw him back.
Right. And that's the thing. That's why I'm not a fan of that formation, because the up backs get too lazy. You think you're just there to stand, you still have to block. Find a guy, you see him coming at you, attack him before he even gets to the point.
So really, in reality, Ventura gets the ball back where they had it before, where Gossett fumbled, and only a minute ended up running off the clock right there.
That was the worst thing that could have happened to us from a standpoint of at least we were trying to flip the field for field position purposes. And we don't even get to do that because we allowed a second block of a game.
And now we got a penalty, personal foul, face mask. There's a reason why there was a guy without a helmet. That was their center who came off the field. Number 63, Francis Jones.
I mean, we're so happy up here because we get a 2-touchdown lead, and we want to put teams away. We just haven't had the ability to put teams away this year.
Pass is complete. Out to Jayon Farrar. Farrar's right at the sticks.
Number 1, Jayon Farrar. On the stop, number 21.
And this is one of the things where I've been really confused about too. Jayon Farrar had the ball standing at the 25-yard line. I know this is advantageous to Bakersfield College, but he was reaching that ball out past the first down marker. Didn't get it. Nonetheless, ball given to Gossett. Gossett is going to have the first down. He just gets past the 24-yard line.
On the carry, number 10,
it's going to be a 2-yard gain to the 23. 1st and 10 for the Pirates with just about 11 and a half to go.
Yeah, and they'll stop the clock to move the chains for first down, and they'll wind it as they get it back going. You know, just so disappointed for the Renegades to squander away that offensive drive. And now we're right back under the gun. And this is how good this team is. 2-touchdown lead, it doesn't feel safe.
No. Passes out to Gossett. Over pursuit right there by Tyler Lewis. Tyler Lewis had a situation where if he stays outside, it's a little bit of a shorter gain right there.
Right.
But even then, Turf Monster jumps up and bites Gossett, gets him at the 20-yard line. So a gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Great eye, Renegade Rob, because that lack of keeping containment could lead to a touchdown right there by Lewis. You got to stay outside of that receiver. You can't gamble there. 2nd and 6.
And now you got Lewis actually lined up. Even though he's a free safety, he's lined up outside the outside man over there, Farrar, on the Renegade side of the field. Hackworth also out there. Duran looks up to his right. His pass is complete. And that's to number 21, Caleb Alvery. Alvery was one-on-one with Aaron Martinez, the linebacker. Now maybe with a guy like Logan Powers over the last few years, do we possibly get away with that? But that's usually not Aaron Martinez's
At the 9-yard line.
specialty right there, is be able to go man-on-man with a wide receiver.
Right.
Now the pass.
Great
great
tackle.
tackle. And then we just talked about it. That's what his specialty is right there, is being able to come up with a big tackle right there on Silas Kemp. Drops him back a couple of yards, 2nd and goal for the Pirates with 9:50 to go.
A-Mart, not Kmart, but he's still going to shut you down. It's like they shut down all the Kmarts around here.
And he's got the red light special, not the blue light special.
Great tackle. 2nd and goal. Trips bunch to the right for Ventura.
Duran hands the ball up the middle. It's nothing there. And a great tackle right there. Phoenix Tusa with a tackle for a loss. Another 1-yard loss. So 3rd and 11 right here. And in this situation, with 9 minutes to go, Ventura is looking to get into the end zone. I don't think they're at all. You might as well put away the kicker at this point, other than just extra points.
Right, because they're running out of time and opportunities as well if they don't get this here.
And you don't even see the PAT kicker practicing.
They got quad receivers over here.
But Duran looks over at the one-on-one side with Hackworth, and Hackworth was able to turn around and knock the ball. He had Farrar one-on-one, their guy, and so now we've got a 4th down. And looks like they're scrambling over here. They might be sending out the kicking unit.
Hey, I like it. But how about that coverage by Hackworth? He slapped that away like a kid was trying to grab some candy he wasn't supposed to have. Put that candy down.
Trick or treat. Nope.
Nope.
So here we go. This is going to be a 29-yard attempt for Pimentel.
Off of the 29-yard field goal, number 29.
You want to talk about where the block is coming from? If you're the Renegades, look like we're going to go block left. No, we're going block right. Oh, we had penetration, and that's up. And it's good.
We're going to take a quick timeout. 8:44 remaining in the game. Ventura brings it within 11. 38-27 Renegades. Current News Talk, AM 1180, 96.1 FM, and live streaming on GoGames.com.
This win gets us a bowl game, though.
Just like you hear it, with this win, we could be looking at a bowl game right here on Current News Talk, AM 1180, 96.1 FM, live streaming on GoGames.com.
Might be an onside opportunity as well for them.
Pimentel knocked it in from 29 yards to make it 38-27 Renegades.
That would be a bad decision to kick an onside right now, but I've seen them do some trickier things in the past.
So here we go. Pimentel kicking it off. It's going to be a high kick. Sundgren at the 20. Sundgren runs it right up the middle. And you know what? He did what you wanted him to do. Get north.
Get north. Not a whole lot of dancing. Try to find a hole and hit it. Just a great tackle.
James Moon out of Frontier High kind of ran interference right there on his own man, Sundgren. Wasn't able to pick up his guy, but ran into Sundgren along with the tackler as well, too. So ball's at the 26-yard line, 1st and 10, Renegades with 8:40 to go in the game, 11-point lead. And, again, we were just talking about how just in the past few years that we've been together as a broadcast team, in terms of who they're playing, possibly the biggest win in those 3 years.
Well, we got to finish it, partner. Twins right.
Nettles left to right on motion. Ball handed off to Hankins. Hankins continues to bounce it out.
Great job
and
standing
he picks up
bounds.
about 7 yards. Great run right there for Jalen Hankins.
Partner, you see how before he got to the sideline, he slipped inside just to stay in bounds? That's a mature
Veteran run by a sophomore that's going to be playing a lot more football down the line. I guarantee you that.
Gain of 7 on the
Can't
play.
wait to hear where he's going to end up going next year. I've had an opportunity to have some dialogue with the family and his dad, the great state champion
Renegades
basketball
second
player
and
for
3
the
on
Space
the
Line,
33-yard
My
line.
dog.
Brandon Hankins. Okay. Ball handed off to Pointer. Pointer up the middle, picks up a yard. Up to the 34, trying to get to the 36. So here we go. A third and manageable 2 yards.
I like it. Run it again.
48, Convey.
5 of 15 so far tonight from third down, but the Renegades 3 of 3 from fourth down. Probably not a situation where they go for it on fourth down here unless you're maybe a foot away. So
I like a hard count right here, too, because they've been over-aggressive.
And there it was.
There it was. Almost got him. Tell you, man, Coach Cal was something else up in his booth, man.
So now they check. Pointer gets behind Statler out of shotgun. And now we're going to have a timeout.
Let's talk about it.
Coach Dameron didn't like what he's seen out there in that audible. And so they're just going to be able to, converse, see what they're going to do here in this situation. Also gives them an opportunity to see, okay, if we don't get these 2 yards,
Hey
maybe we
fans, on
get a
behalf
yard.
of Les
yard and a
Schwab
half.
Tires, we'd like to
What do we
introduce the
set up?
Chipton Junior High students
With a
who have
lead of
partnered with our
11,
Bakersfield College
just over
athletes
7 minutes to
in our
play.
reading program and book
We want to play
drive.
it safe, but at the
Chipton
same
gave out-
time,
gave out 800
it's just that chess
and
match.
students are
that we're
sitting
talking
Right.
about.
I mean, and
today.
you're not playing to
Congratulations, Chipton students, and great job.
tie. You're playing to win. So do what you got to do here, but you definitely got to tell your offensive line, hey, this is about pride. We're going to run the football. Can you guys get 3 yards? This is for your season right here. This is for your extended season life right here. Can you get 4 yards to extend this drive?
Coach Littlejohn pacing back and forth, goes back in, checks with Coach Dameron. Coach Littlejohn always with those shades on out there, even at night. As Statler looks up in his pass, going to be complete to Jalen Richmond. He's down the sideline, hits the brakes, but he steps out of bounds. But a big first down play right there for the Renegade offense.
First down.
Gets the ball to the Pirate 36-yard line, and right there, that is a demoralizing play right there
Number 4,
for the
Ty
Pirates
Morris.
defense.
Absolutely, because here you are as a team that's been stomping like the big dogs like Martin do on the Martin show, and you come down here to Bakersfield College and you get kicked in the teeth by a team that should be 7-0 right now. And I can't wait until this game is finished
It looks like
as we get a stop.
Somebody went down on the sideline. It looks like one of the folks on the chain gang. The official that was on the box.
Chain crew is a tough job, man. Kudos to our female referee. She's been over there handling it. They've been trying to give her the business. She ain't taking none of it.
None of it. None of it.
I like it. See, you got all these guys at home talking like they know the game and criticizing officials, and
Yeah.
you can't even man
Sign up.
and beat this female official that's out here doing a great job.
Sign up.
Sign up.
Because somehow she had to start at the youth level, the high school level. She's made her way to the college level.
Salute.
Here we go.
She's doing a fantastic job today.
Statler with a busy backfield. So he's got Nettles to his right, Pointer behind him. He's got Tolbert off to his left. They send blitz. Ball handed off to Pointer. Pointer up the middle, was able to pick up at least a yard to the 39-yard
And
line.
up number 2, Jacoby Pointer.
And the clock continues to run off, 6.5 minutes to play, and that becomes very critical as Ventura only has 2 timeouts left.
Yeah, this is that NyQuil offense that we talked about. You know how we got 2-minute offense, that's the hurry-up
Second down and 9 at the
offense, right?
39-yard line.
The NyQuil offense is the 10-minute offense where you're just trying to kill the clock. And you do it with first downs and consistency, and also keeping contact with your offensive coordinator, letting you know when you should be huddling and getting to the line.
And Statler with the play clock to his left. It's at 5, 4, 3. Gets it off with 2 seconds. Hands the ball out to Pointer up the middle. He's going to keep running.
That's going to be that's an extremely
now,
late
where
flag.
are we at with this penalty right here? Because this stops the clock. It looks like it's in the area of holding.
Sadly, there was not a white jersey
Anywhere
within
around.
10 yards of the flag that was thrown, so you got to wonder, why is it being thrown so late?
Number 69, Titus Yepes, your man, was pulling
Personal
Jacoby
foul.
Pointer.
Oh, it's on the defense. That's what it was. Look at Jalen Richmond.
He did the candy cow right there.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, I mean, we were just pumping the officials up, so I was definitely going to be upset because we didn't see a defender anywhere near the area.
Right.
So for that flag to come that late, we were definitely saying this cannot be on an offensive player.
So it was a personal foul against the Pirates, and it gets the ball down to the 17-yard line.
That clock's
First
still
and 10.
chopping, partner.
5.5 minutes remaining. Renegades with an 11-point lead, and a touchdown here would virtually end the football game. Ball passed out to Hankins. Hankins gonna get wrapped up. The important thing is he stays in bounds. Ball up to the 12, 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5. 5:15 remaining in the fourth quarter.
And number 33.
Hey, I'm telling you guys, y'all can't see me right now, but I've been doing the Freddie Shuffle all week for every positive thing that's happening.
Hey,
man.
post game, no matter what, Gio's gonna pick up a little bit of that Freddie action.
I mean, because that's a huge play, partner. 5 yards on the first down puts us in a position to put these guys to sleep. We might take a knee at the 2-yard line.
The ball handed off to Nettles up the middle. Nettles picks up maybe
On the carry,
2
number 31,
to the
Bubba Nettles.
10-yard line. I got one official at the
Run down
11.
by number 33.
So he backs it up only a yard. It's 3rd and 4. And again, this is where you get an opportunity for Carlos Villa to start warming up again. And I tell you what, Carlos Villa, after having a rough season so far, he's been fantastic today.
Yeah, I'm knocking on
With
everything
8
I think is wood.
Hey, he's got 8 points today, 5 extra points and a field goal.
Some wood down there.
So here we go. Statler out of the shotgun, standing at his own 15. Ball's at the 11. Tried a hard count right over here. Now we're going to get another timeout for 4:02 to give us a chance to take a quick break right here. Current News Talk, AM 1180, 96.1 FM, the live stream on Go.
It's the second charge time out of the half.
Here we go. Out of the timeout, Renegades with a 3rd and 4 from the Pirate 11-yard line. 4:02 remaining in the game, up by 11, 38-27. Malachi Statler, freshman out of Frontier, with a jet sweep right in front, and that's going to go in for the touchdown.
Boom! Sayonara, Ventura. Amazing execution, and how about Coach Dameron and Coach Dean opening up that playbook again? We've seen the end around, we've seen some double passes, but how about the shovel reverse to Makai? Don't call me Pfeiffer Smith because I ain't acting.
Wow.
Wow.
Here we go, Carlos Villa to attempt the extra point to put him up 18. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it is good. 9 total points tonight for Carlos Villa, and the Renegades go up 45-27 over the Pirates with 3:57 remaining in the game. They should be able to just salt this one away if they are able to keep away from the big play from the Pirates.
And this shakes things up, Renegade Rob.
Yes,
I'm
it
not
does.
sure what happened on the scoreboard. We're gonna look at that at the end of the contest with other teams. But for us to take down a team like Ventura, this raises us right back into a possible opportunity for some power ranking shifting. This is exactly what you need to do, because 5-3 is still a pretty respectable record through 8 games.
And again, going into a Canyons game next week on the road, Canyons is going to be looking up. Canyons we have owned over the last 2 years. Kickoff up the middle, and is going to be taken at the 3. That's Farrar. Farrar to the right. He's going to run out of room, and a big hit right there.
Whoa!
And I'll tell you what,
Oh my goodness!
He gave some, but he also took some right over there.
Number 83 for the Renegades. Amazing tackle by Gabriel Diaz. 5'8", 155. He used every single one of those pounds. Wow. Talk about some big hits. That was a huge hit, bro. Woo.
Wow, that was a fantastic hit. One of the fighting bandies down there playing out of Frontier High School.
Kudos
Gabriel
to the
Diaz.
Titans. Big win for them last night.
Now we got Duran. Duran looks up. His pass is complete, and a big hit, and that's going to be a penalty. And that could possibly be at the end of the night for Julian Smith.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate because it's a low throw, but just going in towards his head as he's going down like that, that's just a dangerous situation that you don't want to see. I'm glad to see that the
Kendrick Smith,
Ventura receiver get up right there, because that could have been very bad for us.
So they're huddling up to see whether or not Smith is going to stay in the game. Smith is trying to look over at Coach Littlejohn saying, I turned my head. What else can I do type of thing. One of those bang, bang things. And again, back in our time, it's just a great hit.
Yeah, back in our time, I'm smacking you. I'm smacking snot out you.
Personal foul.
Here we go.
On the defensive player. 15-yard penalty. First down.
All right, so Julian's going to be able to stay in the game.
Wow, because I guess it wasn't too malicious, you know what I mean? He's just trying to make a play on the ball. Low thrown ball, but definitely a dangerous situation. You got to protect players. A great job by the officials, and they're allowing them to stay in the game. So Smith, great, lucky play for you.
So Duran looks up the middle, and the pass is deflected by Generalao. Silas Kemp was the intended receiver. Clock stops at 3:41 to go.
How about this Renegade defense? Just finding ways to pull us out of holes, man. So many different times where the game just could have went sour, and they just stepped up and got things done, man. So impressive.
Well, we do know that Canyons earlier today knocked off Moore Park in Santa Clarita. So 7-2 Canyons. They're going to love the fact that the Renegades were able to knock off Ventura, because then it sets up a situation where Canyons playing us next week, we beat Canyons, then we could be in a situation to where we could be playing for first place. Again, a lot of things need to happen. Would have been nice for Moore Park to knock off Canyons tonight. Nonetheless, destiny's still in our hands. If we knock off the Pirates here, finish the deal with 3 minutes to go, as the pass is going to be incomplete. Wide receiver was out of bounds, was Farrar. So that brings up 4th and 10. And not a very good night for the Pirates on third down, but a very good night for this defense on third down.
Man, I'm so impressed. Again, I just said it, a few seconds ago. The defense has found a way to keep everything in front of them. I don't recall seeing a play over 25 yards tonight, do you? If so, it may be one of them. But that's how you win football games. Keep everything in front of you, minimize the big play.
And I'll tell you what, the glaring thing that I seen coming into this game is we get Duran on fourth down. Out of the shotgun, his pass over the middle is intercepted. That's Julian Smith, and that will seal the deal right there. Renegades are going to run some clock off. They'll, Ventura's going to be able to have a chance to get this ball back possibly, but this is a 3-possession game right here.
Yes, sir.
And that's pretty much going to do it right there, and a fantastic play right there for Julian Smith.
Yeah, a fantastic play for their big brother at a DB game. You know how I like them interceptions. I looked at our stats defensively today, and I saw we don't have a guy with 3+ interceptions on the year, and that just chaps my hide, man, like the old Western movies used to say. Got to get more interceptions, man. Great job by Juju Smith. We doing our Dodger Freddy shuffle up here all night long.
So ball handed off to Pointer. Pointer's going to lose about 3 yards back to the 40, but it stops the clock. Keeps the clock rolling with 2:53. Ventura still with 2 timeouts.
Wow, talk about a quality win, top to bottom. As soon as people start trying to criticize Coach Littlejohn after a L, he comes back and has the biggest win of his career as a Renegade coach. Wow.
2nd and 13 from the 40.
Twins right, twins left.
Statler with Pointer behind him. They're going to run this thing all the way down. You got 5 seconds on the clock. Richmond in motion. Pointer Gets outside. Woo. Whoa, and almost had a seam right there. We got a penalty flag right here. And now we've got some pushing and shoving after, and this is going to be a situation where you don't want to have anybody ejected from the game. No penalties past what you can control. 2:12 remaining in the game. But just to give us a heads up on this scoreboard right here, El Camino also becomes victorious over Antelope Valley, 37-14. Now here's the thing, was what I was saying. The glaring thing that I seen was that Antelope Valley played a very close game last week with Ventura. And Antelope Valley is now 0-8. So for an 0-6 team at that time to play alongside Ventura, it goes to show you that Ventura had some chinks in the armor. Those are some things that Coach Dean, Coach Dameron, Coach Littlejohn, Coach Thompson, they're going to exploit those things. So kudos to Antelope Valley for showing some weaknesses in Moore Park.
Right, and even when we played Antelope Valley, it was a lopsided score, but it wasn't. It was very well contested game throughout, even though the score didn't indicate that. Right here, this is a long conference when it's really not that complicated. It should be unsportsmanlike conduct, late hit penalties.
Now, here's a real quick score for you. It's out of our league. But Long Beach and Golden West tied in the fourth quarter.
Yes, so if Long Beach can get away with this win, that really shakes things up
at least in the playoff. Yeah, in the playoff format, for sure. And again, we're looking at this right now, and looks like the ball is going to be marked up. This is going to be all on Ventura right here. And we're going to see.
And I think the reason for that, partner, is you have two Ventura players with extracurricular stuff versus the one Renegade player. So they may have charged them with both of theirs and wiped ours because it's just a retaliation play.
So we're going to hear what we have to say, or what we got down on the field, because the ball is up to the 19-yard line.
Blindside block. Defense, number 30.
The personal foul, blindside block.
Defense.
Personal foul against the defense as well. So that's a 30-yard penalty.
Thank you very much.
Nettles was able to get up north, and Coach Meshugian down there, he's got his hands out. I was like, hey, wait a minute. What's going on here?
Well, I mean, you got to keep control of your players is what's going on. You're on the lopsided end of the scoreboard, and you have to make sure you guys keep your cool.
Some coworkers that I used to know that were Armenian, because I'm assuming Coach Meshugian. One guy, hey, bro, what's the matter, bro? They're always saying, hey, go, bro. Bro, handle your players. Bro.
Handle your players.
So, again, we did want to highlight a couple of things, too, because we had said we had some internet issues up here. But we've got a couple of athletes of the week right here on – we got Mike Rainbow Trout from the ZOOperstars now out here that got brought in by the cart. He's going to go onto the field.
Mike Rainbow Trout.
There he goes.
Man, kudos.
Oh,
kudos to our
he went up and hit one of the coaches in the back right there. Oh, hey. Going back and forth here. I'll tell you what, these ZOOperstars out here are amazing. Oh! Oh, looks like he bit the
he
the coach right there.
He eating him.
He's getting him. Oh, no! He swallowed him up.
He ate him.
And that's not Beat It from Michael Jackson.
Eat It.
That's Eat It from Weird Al Yankovic.
Weird Al Yankovic.
Shout out to San Luis Obispo. Weird Al Yankovic. And now they're saying, now look at the officials. Now they're saying get off the field as Mike Rainbow Trout throws up two tennis shoes, regurgitates them. This is good stuff right here with 2 minutes
so cool
to play in the game. Oh, no! He spit out, and now he escaped, and he's got nothing but his skivvies on.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
We literally just jumped the shark here at Memorial Stadium as
My
Mike
man
Rainbow
jumped
Trout.
out.
And he's just got his boxers on, and he's going back.
That was so funny.
So before the break,
goodness.
we wanted to talk about our 2 athletes of the week here at Renegades Athletics. Adrian Juarez, who I had talked about last week on the broadcast. He went 4-0 at the Meathead Movers tournament over the weekend. He defeated the 4th seed in the 3C 2A rankings. 17-0 was that point total in that match that he had. As you get
Nice.
we're trying to see who we got there. That was number 10, Jerry Dandridge. We haven't had a Dandridge call in about 7 weeks. So great job to Jerry. Get a carry down to the 12-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 3. So, Adrian, fantastic. Received most outstanding upperweight wrestler of the tournament. Good job, Adrian. And on the ladies' side,
His dad's an amazing DJ, too.
shout out. Jasmine Vasquez, freshman cross-country runner. Jasmine was the highest women's finisher on Bakersfield for the Western State Conference Championship last Friday. She placed 9th out of 72 runners. As Dandridge runs up, it looks like he's got a first down, and that's going to do it.
You know,
She placed 9th out of 72 runners, helped her team win 5th as a team, earned their spot to qualify for the SoCal Championships. And Vasquez has been the top female runner on her team this season, had a personal best. So fantastic job to our athletes of the week. Congratulations to our Renegade football team right here. As the clock is going to run down to zeros in about 10 seconds. A big win over the number 4 ranked Ventura Pirates as we get a worthy clap up here. Not only do we have the Freddie dance, but a worthy clap up on the Dameron deck as the Renegades get a 45-27 win. The number 4 ranked Ventura Pirates, and this really shakes things up. We're going to talk about that a little bit after we take a quick timeout and get to some post-game coverage here on Current News Talk AM 1180, 96.1 FM. Live streaming on GoGaze.com. Here we go. Right back here on the Dameron deck. Woo! Rob Chavez. The Hall of Famer, Kenny Calvin.
Beautiful game, man.
It's a great game.
I mean, how about the defense's ability to continue to hold their own after turnovers in different situations? I think that was beautiful by the defense.
And the one game, again, that they really got beat up last week,
Right.
Moore Park. And a Moore Park team that was underachieving. You know, I thought they were a lot better than their record when they came in. In fact, they got some ranking votes this week. They weren't in the rankings, but I've finally seen them as the notables down at the bottom. But they got really beat up by a mobile quarterback last week, and the challenge was put to not only Carlos Villa, our kicker, who ended up with 9 points tonight.
Amazing game by Villa. So much scrutiny by our special teams unit. To see our special teams unit finish a game and not miss any kicks, also perform very well on punt and still not give any net yards up. I mean, kudos to Coach Alvarez and the special teams unit.
They stepped up today. But like I said, the challenge was onto this defense. The defense that's really been carrying our squad for the last at least 3 seasons that we've been together, and with Coach Littlejohn down there, that's been the stalwart of this team. And they came in tonight going to be facing the number 4 ranked team in the state, the leader in the league, and a team that had been averaging over 400 yards. And how many did they give up tonight?
It's 297 to a team like that averages 270 in the air every game is a phenomenal accomplishment. We've talked about them being a thorn in our side over the past 10 years. To get a win like that, it's a huge confidence builder when you're still trying to find out who you are. And somebody's probably saying, like, well, hey, it's 8 games in the season. How are you still trying to figure out who you are? Well, junior college football, you only get 2 years to work with guys, sometimes 1, and you got to figure things out on the fly. And I like what I'm seeing out of a Renegade team, top to bottom. Offensively, it's just one of the most impressive things I've seen from a standpoint of play calling, offensive line creating holes and opportunities for their running backs, the running back core being unselfish and playing opportunistically and taking advantage of what they can do. the special teams unit in the return game every week seems to make a big play. You got the 100-yarder by MVP, the most valuable pointer, and he just does so much from the tailback position, wide receiver position, and the return game. But then you got to bring up guys like Jalen Richmond. He's one of the most consistent third down receivers that I've seen in a renegade jersey over the last decade. And then Makai, don't call me Pfeiffer Smith because I ain't acting, makes the tough play where it bounces off his chest. Very easy to hang your head after that. He doesn't, and ends up making 2 huge plays and gets touchdowns after that. So there's not a lot of bad things to say about a team when you beat a top 5 team, right?
That's right. And again, just going back to how it happened tonight. I mean, they went up. They get the first score. But then after that, Ventura strikes back, scores 2 in a row.
Right.
But that's when you have the pointer kickoff return. And it seemed as if momentum shifted, and it never really shifted back to the Pirates after that, because guys like Julian Smith, who I say the defensive player of the game today, with that late pick to be able to basically drive the dagger into the Pirates. Right. It was that defense, that defensive,
that forced fumble,
the forced fumble right there. Julian Smith able to come up with that.
And then the interception late. Juju Smith with the interception late. Yeah. I mean, it's just amazing. Doesn't it feel good to have so much positive things to talk about after a game like this? It's just
right.
This is how our season could be if we find a way to execute every opportunity, because we let some things get away, but we can't cry over spilled milk, right? We're moving forward, and 5-3 sounds pretty good to me.
A lot better than 4-4. And I can tell you this, though, we hadn't even talked about, you said there's a lot of things to talk about. Our offensive player of the game today, Malachi Statler, who comes off the bench today.
Wow.
After the first drive, this is a 3-and-out for Vince Igoa, who's been phenomenal this year. He's gone over 1,000 yards passing this year. And then you get Malachi Statler, the freshman out of Frontier High School, who comes in, dazzles for 260-plus yards in the air, 5 touchdowns, and really the interception.
20 of 30.
And really the interception that was not his. That was not
right.
His fault.
That's not his fault. I mean, he played big time. His pocket presence was one of the most impressive things for me. I was up there dancing. It felt like I was salsa. How I was imitating his moves, how he was moving in the pocket just to create extra time and space. It was beautiful to see, because like you said, we're not fans of the whole 2-quarterback thing. We want to know who the guy is, right? But our coaches are telling us, calm down, we got this figured out. Watch us work, and it's working. I mean, there was times early in the year where Statler seemed like a guy, and I go come in and have the same kind of game off the bench. So I'm just so impressed with the coaching staff to be able to get guys to be unselfish, team guys, to get wins like this, because you don't get wins like this unless guys are unselfish.
No, because you also had, again, 14 carries for Jalen Hankins for 65 yards. Bubba Nettles, 12 carries for 60 yards.
Carried the second half.
Jacoby Pointer, 10 carries for 28 yards, under his average. We got Jerry Danvers sighting a little bit later on in the game. I know David Smith didn't really factor into this game so much. He's going to be so much more fresh in the next game, and that's going to be at Canyons. It's going to be a noon kickoff next week.
We have a noon kickoff next week, so that's definitely going to be an exciting contest.
Especially with Canyons getting a win today against Moorpark, that high-powered offense of Moorpark. This is going to be a situation where the Renegades have the opportunity, if they win next week, come back, finish the season right here at Memorial Stadium against Santa Barbara on November 16th, to be able to close out this season and host a bowl game, maybe even find their way into the playoffs if things work out.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a beautiful occurrence to play a daytime game for the Renegades. You know, this is the I-5 rivalry, between us and Canyons. I'm definitely interested to see how this is going to carry over from a momentum standpoint offensively. Because defense, I think, week to week, we find ways to do things well. Offensively, when you're switching quarterbacks and changing rhythm, that's what you got to worry has that carryover, you know what I mean, and see if they can keep that consistency as they continue to roll. So I'm excited for next week, and I'm glad you reminded me that it's a 12 p.m. kickoff, because I got to tell Ron White and Golden Empire Youth Football, I can't call games. I got to be in the booth.
Got to be in the booth. And again, we'll try to see if we can make it down to Canyons. Try to see if we can get it over to Santa Clarita. If not, we'll be right in the studios over there with our man Steven or Chris in the afternoon. It'd be a good opportunity for us to be able to get down there if we can, if the cards line up right. But if they don't, nonetheless, we'll be still bringing you live action on Kern News Talk, AM 1180 and 96.1 FM. We've been streaming right here on GoGaze.com. We've got a tailgate right down there that we're going to probably get to and at least get some food down there. Maybe a little bit of a celebration.
You know, this is definitely the kind of game that you want to celebrate, and I definitely want to tell you, happy birthday, bro, coming up, man. You know, I thought it was your mom's birthday, but it's my mom's birthday today. Yes. Your birthday Monday.
On Monday.
Y'all repping them Scorpios? Scorpion Kings.
Like I said, we got the stinger, we got the stingers out. It's stinger season.
Well, hey, you know what, man? You know, all jokes aside, man, it's been an honor to share this experience with you. I never take these experiences for granted. We have an amazing team here at Bakersfield College. You know, our man Gio does so much fantastic work. Dr. Julian Wilson on the boards, Todd, you know, Reggie, everybody downstairs, Analicia. You know, just so many people to thank.
Roger Fessler.
You know, Roger Fessler and all our team over at AGM. We're grateful to have this experience, and it always feels better with a W.
It certainly does. And what we do want to thank our sponsors. Valley Strong Credit Union.
Absolutely.
It's tomorrow Sunday.
You know, every day's a sale day at Carpet Outlet Plus. You
That's
know?
right. Barbich, Denton, Hooper, King. Yeah. We got that.
You got it. You got
Pepsi.
it. You got it. Pepsi.
Sully's.
Luigi's.
Hocking Denton Palmquist.
That's where I was going with that one.
Executive Express shuttle services. They're going to take our boys
top flight
shuttle service of the world, Craig.
Man.
They're going to take them. They're going to take them over to Hodell's and then take them down to Santa Clarita.
Man, you know, just grateful for the experience. This has been an amazing win. Definitely feels great to get a win after a homecoming loss. Got a little frisky out there. Love to see that nobody was actually thrown out of the game, which affects them in the future.
Yes.
Let's see if we can get this win next week.
That's right. So Renegades improve to 5-3 as they head into next week's matchup against Canyons on the road in Santa Clarita. And then we are back right here on the Dameron deck in 2 weeks, November 16th, to finish out the season. Tonight was Oil and Ag Night. And we want to give a shout out to all of our veterans and active service members on November 16th. So if you are a veteran, if you're an active service member, come on out. You got a free entrance into the stadium that night. So again, Rob Chavez, Hall of Famer Kenny Calvin, for Gio, for Julian, for Jesse, for Steve downstairs, as well to our stat man, to Titan Touchdown Tom over on the other side of the booth as well.
So our lead official, Mr. Landis.
Yep.
Can't forget about Mr. Brian Landis downstairs. You know, we got an amazing team, a lot of moving parts that helps this production be as successful as it is. We just the guys that get to talk about it all the time. So we love you guys and see you soon.
Yep. And we're going to be signing off here. Renegades win 45-27 over the Ventura Pirates. This has been coverage of Renegades football on Current News Talk, AM 1180, 96.1 FM, and live streaming on GoGaze.com.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Bakersfield College Athletics thanks you for watching this broadcast. For more BC Athletics sports videos, highlights, and replays, subscribe to Bakersfield College Athletics on YouTube. And for news, live broadcasts, and schedule information across all our sports, visit GoGaze.com.